What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, I don't know, bro. I feel excited. I feel overcome with the emotion. I just feel happy right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm sitting next to you, and you are very, very dapper, might I add. I mean, sheesh.
Don't take it too seriously.
You look beautiful, man. All right, you look beautiful. I can't help it. You know, I'm still namasteing. I just helped out
That's
a little
good.
bit of my namaste, so I'm really namasteed out now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, man, it's good to see you, man. How you been, man?
I'll give you a little bit of the
how
backstory.
You been, you know? Talk to me.
So the reason I got the sport coat on and little golf collared shirt, I recorded Big Deke News earlier today.
For sure.
And this is what I was wearing. I got this new golf shirt in the mail. I was kind of amped up. I was like, man, I got to throw a little coat on, though, I think, with it.
You look clean, man.
So whenever I went to edit it up a little bit, took the coat off, still had the golf shirt on. It's a Nike golf shirt.
Okay, shout out to Nike.
So I was cutting it close on time. I knew I had to get over here, and then we have something going on where we can't be showing logos. We
True.
We did a little video. Maybe you guys will see that at some point. Maybe you won't, but it's a really good video. I'll put it to you that way.
That's pretty dope, bro.
So I was like, I don't want to take the golf shirt off. I need to hide the logo, though. So I just threw the sport coat right back on, and because I mean I have Crocs on too.
Bro, you're just a straight gamer, bro. But you even got the pants. Like I'm loving the are those the khaki the golf pants too that you were talking about? Are those
These
like
aren't
legit?
them. These are ones my mom bought me, and
shout
are
out to
just
mama.
Whenever I'm out of clean clothes, I'll throw these on.
Fair enough, man. You look good though.
The Under Armour ones, they're awesome though. Yeah, black golf pants. I suggest everyone get them. They're really nice.
You look great, man.
I
Like I said, I'm just and you got the beard out, bro. You look like
I gotta
7
shave.
all of a sudden, man. Man.
You see him last night?
I mean, you know, he
Looks
was out
good.
there. He says best shape of his life. That's what it's looking like.
Looks like he's ready to roll.
I'm just saying, man. You know, maybe is he gonna pull a Brady? Maybe, potentially.
Well, you know I'm all for it. We got to trade Trubisky then.
Oh, why we gotta trade Mitch?
We might as well cut Mason.
Why we gonna trade and cut both of them dudes?
Yeah.
Who we gonna roll with after that?
We got Haskins as backup, then we could draft a guy. Wow. Draft EJ Perry, 5th round.
Okay.
Don't go too early. Don't go first round or anything.
All right.
I don't want any immediate predecessor here.
He is back in the saddle, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't expect anything less. I love it. I love it.
I still feel like he could play, dude. I've been thinking about it more and more.
Yeah?
I was at a bachelor party over last weekend. You know, football debates are flying all around.
Always.
So, man, yeah, I had to defend Ben. I was like, dude, I think he could play. Just imagine if he had, like, the Browns offense or the Vikings offense, what he could have done last year. Mm-hmm. And then seeing him at the Pens game, I'm like, dude, one more year? We can't do one more year?
But sometimes the unknown is better than actually knowing. Sometimes the speculation is better than when we actually figure it out and what it would look like. That's all I'm saying. So maybe the speculation of if he had this and that he would look like this, maybe that is just better kept in our minds versus it actually happening. And then we got to see, you know, if it's real or not. That's all I'm saying.
Either way, we know the sabotage that took place last year, and it feels like Tomlin, Colbert, the whole gang's ready to move on. So I can't do anything about it.
The fix was it.
That's why I did a whole segment a couple days ago. Said if I was GM, this is how it would play out. Yeah. So Ben was coming back, and I said, I'd be trading Trubisky.
I guess I haven't been on social media a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a couple birthday posts, but other than that, man, I've been enjoying my namaste. You know, stress free. Just,
our team would be sick.
I think it would, man. You make
Here were my moves.
Make a good point though.
Big Ben back at quarterback. We signed AB and Martavis. And then on defense, we just signed Honey Badger because I think we did pretty good on defense.
I would agree.
If Tuitt comes back, we just got to get a strong safety.
Okay. Now you bring up some
good
good
points.
That was my team. I like.
And I said we draft a receiver in the 2nd or 3rd round in case AB or Martavis don't even make it to the season or even past like week 3.
I was wondering.
That's like a house money play.
I was about to say, because you got to have a contingency plan
it's
with
a
either
house
one
money
of those
play.
guys.
I mean, with Deontay, Claypool, and then those two, that's an awesome receiving core.
I mean, shoot, even with AB right now, I'm still like, what's going on? In the midst of me, you know, briefly getting on social, make a couple posts, I seen my man AB. At first, I'm thinking he's showing us his new love interest, and then I'm like, oh, is he blackmail? Like what's going on with this thing? It was crazy.
Oh, you're more caught up with me on that.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts.
I just thought he was going to join the Browns after Watson.
Oh, no, it was nuts. It was something on the story. Yeah, lady in the bed with
I might have seen that.
Yeah. Then I
didn't know what was going on. I didn't know the context.
At first, I'm like, okay, all right, AB, you on the upswing? I got it. Okay, cool, man. Salute you, baby. And then it was like, The text thread, hey, you owe me money. I'm saying, oh, Lord, hold on. Wait a minute.
Was it another NFL player's girl? Is that what it was? Deshaun Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson's girl. Yeah. Or old girl. I don't know if it's still his girl or not, but old girl. Does that mean no Deshaun to Pittsburgh?
I'm over him, dude.
Okay.
He had his chance last year.
He only going to give us 6 games anyways. I ain't tripping.
6 games. One of them will be nice. 2 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. The other ones are going to be like 2 catches for 15 yards.
You know that's how it goes.
And then he's going to be disgruntled or get injured, and then we're going to have to cut him.
Or get injured. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm over him. So what's up with you? I mean, you've been back this whole last week.
Yeah, so I got back.
Chilling.
Yeah, I got back.
Family.
Was it last Tuesday? It's like Tuesday night time frame. Crazy flight situation, but thank God
Tuesday
I made it
night,
back. Dude, it was nuts.
You got here Tuesday night.
I was supposed to
You left Monday night, right?
Bro, I left out the spot like Monday at 5. I was at the airport at like 7, and my flight got delayed, canceled, and then it was okay. We can fly you out the next night. Or you could do the roundabout. So I had to play, hopscotch. It was like, we're going to fly from LAX to San Fran. We're going to fly from San Fran to Denver. We're going to fly from Denver to here. Then we're going to get back to here. I just got to go. Yeah. I was like, I had to go. But my namaste helped me through all the traveling chaos. People around were losing their mind. I'm watching these ladies.
Yeah.
It was like this old lady in front. She's probably like 60. She was, I'm going to call my lawyer. We're going to sue the heck out of this airline. I'm like, bro, good luck with that. They rich as heck. I don't think they worry about your little money, lady, but it's all good. Had my little music playing. I was namaste. I was working on my breathing.
The old you would have sued.
The old me would have probably caused the ruckus with her. Yeah. You going to let them do that to you? No, I would have put that lighter fluid on her. But I was like, nope. I'm going to breathe. And that's where I was with it, man. But it felt great, man. It felt great. I was glad to be home. But since I've been home, man, got a chance to celebrate my birthday officially with wifey and the kids, man. It was dope. My shacky had my jersey. My jersey came in. I had to get a gift for myself.
That was clean. What I mean?
Had to get a gift for myself because I love Shaq, man. Like, that's my era growing up right there. I wasn't the biggest Kobe guy. I was a Shaq guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love Shaq. That was my dude. So it was like I had to, go back home and touch that a little bit. But then after that, I got a chance to celebrate wifey and her birthday. So it was dope, having a little back-to-back parties. I feel like it's balloons and cake everywhere in the Moats household. But it's all love, though, man. And now we back.
Oh, yeah.
Back doing what we do, because it's a part of my therapy as well. It's the new me. I go see my therapist. I'm like, I kind of like being on camera. I kind of like talking with my homies. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, no, that's good. Keep going. Keep doing that. I was like, all right.
That's perfect, then.
So I was like, we made the cut. I was nervous. I didn't know she was going to kick me out or not. But she was like, no, that's good. So keep going. You're good to record. I was like, all right, can I do both shows? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, thank you. I'll follow directions.
Whoa.
So we're good, man.
If you don't mind me asking, what was cut?
You try to give me a show.
Okay. That's what I said. If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer.
I'm not as often on certain radio stations anymore.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? There are some other local appearances that I was doing, from a TV perspective that I'm not doing anymore. I've definitely trimmed a lot of fat off of it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just enjoying a nice, whole, clean schedule with boundaries and parameters. Because I got to have a work and personal life balance. And that's what I was losing, apparently. You know what I mean? So it happens, baby. It happens.
There's this one book that's out there. I like some of that self-help stuff. I mean, it's a big reason as to why I'm here right now.
No, true.
Tim Ferriss, I used to listen to him back in the day, 3-4 years ago. But he had this one dude on, ex-military guy, has this book. All you really need is sometimes just the book titles to spur you on.
Very true.
It says, discipline is freedom. So that goes hand in hand with what you're saying a little bit.
I would agree with that,
You
man.
set up your boundaries, but now you're not stressing as much mentally.
Or trying to fit 30 things into one day and balance kids, wife. Yeah, it was nuts, man. It was nuts. So now I've been enjoying it. This is my first real run at it, though. This is my first work day. So far, so good. It's been feeling smooth. All right. So with that being said, man, let's start the show the way we start the show. We see y'all in the chat. Let us know where you are tuning in from, and we will give y'all them big boy shout outs so we can get this show on the road.
Official momentum, just giving us a little super chat support there.
We greatly appreciate you, man. Yes, we do.
Let me get into, because we get the chat's bumping right now.
I see it. So
and I don't blame them. We're pumped to be back. So
check
you guys.
it out. I'll cover the supers.
Okay.
I'll keep those in line. If you go through and start doing our check-ins, we'll be good with that.
Sure.
And then we'll catch it up. We'll be catching up on the back end, baby.
Dylan Smith, 814 State College.
Let's get it.
NSMC 99, 412, a.k.a. DeBerg.
Oh, yeah.
Nicholas Felton, Lafayette, Louisiana. Cody James.
Hold on. Where'd you say?
Lafayette,
Louisiana.
I think. You think I pronounced it wrong?
Yeah. I think it's Lafayette, baby.
Lafayette.
I think it's Lafayette, but I like Lafayette too, though, man.
What'd I say?
You said Lafayette. I know,
Lafayette. Probably Fayette as South Fayette.
That's
probably what it was.
I was like, man, I ain't never heard it pronounced like that, but I like it though. I like.
How was it again?
I call it
Lafayette.
Lafayette, yeah.
Is that what it is?
You about to have me saying Lafayette, man. I'm nervous now.
Oh, so it was the L.A. that I botched.
Yeah.
Fayette is right.
Yeah, it's Lafayette.
Okay.
It's just like,
Lafayette.
I'm from Lafayette, not Lafayette. But I like it though, man. However you want to say it, it's kind of like Macon versus Macon.
Well, the proper pronunciations for both of them are better, so I need to learn. You're right. Lafayette's better.
You do sound really sophisticated when you pronounce it like that, though. Like, I feel like you should have like a doctorate or like one of them little clips that go right here out the pocket. You know what I'm saying? With like a little badge on, you be like, Professor DeClaven.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's something like that. Yeah.
Cody James, the 860 homies.
Let's get it.
Declan C. He says, I'm from Baker, Florida.
Okay, shout out
for
to
you.
Florida then, baby. Yes, indeed.
Stan Claire, the 905 Toronto. Steelers girl, 517, tuning in from Lansing, Michigan.
Let's go.
We remember that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We're seeing some familiar faces out here.
No question. It's always good to be back with the familiar crew, man.
Shoot the Brock. What's good? From the 563, Dubois, Iowa.
Welcome
back, boys.
Let's go.
Almost draft day.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're like, what? Month away.
Less than that. Oh, wait a minute now. I know we're in the middle of our check-ins, but we just got some color that popped up on the screen. Shout out to the homie Farron Bradford. You want to take this one?
Sure.
All right. Get us right for Farron, man. Shout out to you, Farron, by the way, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Oh, wow. This is
I'm nervous. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm nervous. I haven't looked at it yet.
Based on pro day visits, I think we prefer cornerback in the first round. Okay. Stats show increase in 3 wide receiver sets, and we got to be able to match up. But Hamilton may drop out of the top 10. Whoa. Where's he getting that info from?
I don't know yet.
That happens. We could trade up for him, huh? KC did attend Notre Dame's pro day.
In KC, they're talking about Kevin Colbert. He's talking about Kevin Colbert. We're definitely going to talk about, the direction of these pro day visits, because something that we are seeing a lot of right now are, Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin at certain universities, with certain players at a certain position that we all are eyeballing. We were kind of talking about it at the beginning of the show, so we are definitely going to address that, Farron. But yeah, I kind of like your mindset though, because yes, 3 wide receiver sets are prevalent. That's why the nickel defense has become most people's base defense in a sense. But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that without a doubt. We will. But let's get back to the supers. I mean, not the supers. Get back to the check-ins, and we'll get a couple more in.
Works for me. Rod Dawless, 330. Share a line, baby. Leah Warren.
Shout out to Leah. What up, Leah?
Killeen, Texas.
Let's
says,
go.
Glad to be back. We all are.
We are glad to be back. It feels good. It feels good to be home. Literally.
This is
good
great.
To be home, man.
I'm coming home. I'm coming
there
home.
It is.
I don't know the rest.
I leave Deke come back. He's singing. He got
I don't know the rest
suit
of the
on.
song.
He got the beard. All I'm waiting on is the Brad Pitt under there. Is it Fight Club-ish?
No.
Oh, he said, look, I got a surprise, but I ain't got that. All right.
No. I'm just sad, dude.
You sure, man? You look.
I'm sad. Like, not in like I'm sad or depressed. It's just like I'm pathetic.
You ain't got it.
I'm pathetic. That's what I mean. Yeah. Don't worry about me.
It's all good. Small victories. That's something else I learned. Small victories. Perspective.
That's a great way to put it.
Perspective.
I have been eating a little better. I've been taking some walks.
See?
I went to the gym a little bit.
There we go.
I got to get rid of the all or nothing mentality.
Exactly.
Because I haven't eaten the best, but it's been better.
It's an
and
improvement.
I've been to the gym a couple days, or I've walked a couple days. That's better than nothing, at least.
That's improvement.
Because usually what I'll do is like, I'm not doing any of this, then I'm just not going to do it at all. And it'll go weeks on weeks, and I'm just lazy, eating McDonald's.
Small victories.
Who knows else what?
Small victories, baby. Small victories. I love it.
You want to go to this super chat then?
Let's get it.
I got them all, so I can read them.
Let's start with, was it Marquise then? I believe it is, right?
Yeah. What do you think about the likelihood of getting Kobe Bryant and Matthew Butler, inside defensive lineman from Tennessee? Went to high school with Butler, and like to know what y'all think and how he would fit with the Steelers.
Okay. Well, first off, to just address the beginning of the question, what do we think the likelihood of them getting Kobe Bryant and Matthew Butler? For those that don't know, Kobe Bryant is the corner from Cincinnati. number one, I think it's very likely for Kobe because we do think he's going to be, not middle round, but not first round. So in that second, anywhere between second and fourth time frame at least, right? So yes, there is a higher probability of us acquiring Kobe just based on what we're picking and things like that, and based on what he did at the combine and his tape. But in terms of Matthew, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't watched a ton of Matthew just yet. I do think that depending on, like I said, where he's slated, because like I said, I haven't looked to see where they have him projected just yet. But if he's in that middle class, then yeah, you could easily address that, because we do know whether we're going D-line in the beginning of this thing in terms of the first or second round, or D-line in the middle rounds, we're going to have to address that position, because through free agency, we really did not bring in interior D linemen. We touched corner, we touched linebacker, and we're probably going to touch safety because we have to, but we really didn't address that part of our defense just yet. So by them not doing it in free agency, it does point to us having to do something in the draft. And that doesn't even matter if Tua is coming back or not. You still got to get some younger players in there. You want to get a little bit more depth in there. So I do think that Matthew could be somebody that we could look at. But like I said, for me, I just want to watch more of him on tape first before I put that type of stamp on him. But you said you went to high school with him, man. So you should be giving us the, the rundown on him, Marquise. True. You got to let us know, like, look, man, I think he has great get off. I love his hand placement. He could do a little bit better here, but his redirection is A1. I need that. I need to know that from you, Marquise, all right? But either way, we appreciate you, baby. Yes, we do.
I'm seeing mixed results on Google, saying that he's the most underrated defensive lineman in the draft. Okay. The other one saying he grades out to be a rotational lineman at best. Okay. So I'm assuming, based off those things, because I was trying to find his projected round, probably later. So I don't see why we wouldn't be able to get him.
Nah, like I said, as long as it's later or middle to late, I think yes. If he was a first or second round talent, I think that could make it a little bit skewed, just because I don't know how eager we are going to be to address D-line in the first or second round, especially if the team feels like Tua will be back, and if they feel like Tyson is going to be healthy as well. Then you might say to yourself, hey, we don't have to get a guy in the first round at 20 when we're talking about Jordan Davis. We don't have to take a guy, in the second round when we're talking about a Travis Jones type. You might be able to, push it off a little bit because you have those two players already in place. But we'll see how that thing goes, though, man.
Dylan Smith. We don't know how spoiled we are until we don't have the show. Never know what you got till it's gone. We missed you, boys. Deke, congrats on the big win. Finally, my man. Integrity.
Let's get it, man.
That's right.
Nah, man. Hey, we appreciate.
Trying to get one with Vic right now, dude.
You got to do it, bro.
I am. I'm trying to get two. I'm trying to get one with Ben, one with Vic. There has been some really shaky stuff going on recently, though.
Oh no.
The state of the game is bad.
It is.
I'm glad I won when I did, because holy hell.
It's crazy, no?
It's 99s legitimately across the board. It's Randy Moss cornerbacks. It's Randy Moss. It's absurd, dude.
What?
Yeah, it's absurd.
Oh, wow.
Jimmy Graham safety.
Well, I remember you told
overall.
me about TJ Watt as your running back, and I was like, man, that was the, that got you over the hump. So
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, they got Moss playing corner. Good luck.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Here's the problem. The Moss corner is like 99 overall, legit like 96. It's a high overall.
And that's with his size as well.
Yes, whereas TJ, I think he's 92 or 93. Like, I willed that. That was skill. Like, I willed that to happen, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
That was skill on my part. But that TJ card really did help.
Let's go, man.
Let's go, UW. Welcome back, Moats and Deke from the 307. Our pro day went great. Just a bit disappointed. No Steelers scouts present.
Yeah, I did see that.
Wow.
But I wouldn't read too much into that, though, man, because you got to remember, they've already seen Chad 2 times now. They saw him at the Senior Bowl all week because he participated in the practices and in the game, and they saw him at the Combine as well. He did every drill at the Combine. He had a chance to do interviews there as well. So don't get too enamored with them not being at his pro day. Now, I'm not sure 100% if he did all the drills or not at his pro day. As I told y'all with my story, everybody is different. Some guys don't go through all the drill work during their pro day. So if the Steelers felt confident in what they've already seen from him at the Senior Bowl and along with that at the Combine, then they probably didn't feel a need to show up to the pro day. That's just the nature of it. Whereas when we're talking about these quarterbacks that you see the Steelers showing up to, how many of those guys actually threw to that level at the Combine? And we also know quarterback, it takes a little bit more when you're evaluating these guys, man, just because you know what is riding on them as well. So don't get too worked up on that. Let's go, UW. But we're going to talk about that, though. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm reading the scouting report right now on where the Steelers guys were. Yep. Wyoming, none. That's tough.
Yep.
Maybe it's just throwing up some smoke screens, though.
Absolutely, man.
G.A. Covington Jr. Moats got me seasick over here.
Yeah, man, I had to go get myself taken care of, baby. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, look. I was out here. I was looking a little rough. All right. I wasn't liking my appearance all the way. Actually, no, I'm not going to lie. I was enjoying my appearance. My significant other wasn't too fond of my look. Okay? So, you know, when mama say, you know, I need you to clean it up a little bit, I said, I say no more. I'm going to clean it up what I got to do to make sure we keep everything flowing the way it's supposed to flow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I did have to get it a little cleaned up, baby. Appreciate you, though.
He also says, big shout out to you both, Moats and Deke. Let's go.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. Absolutely.
Black and Martyr, just giving some support. We appreciate that, as always.
Yes, indeed.
Rich Rasmussen. Treylon Burks at 20.
Uh-oh.
Running back slash running back slash receiver. Could fill a Deebo Samuel Patterson type of role. Fills that physical slot Juju role and could spell Najee. RPO weapon. I like Treylon Burks.
Nah, man, yeah. He looks good, man. He looks good. I didn't even think of it like that for him. I just thought,
I thought he's a good receiver.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at him more so as well.
Well, Matt Canada, we don't know what to expect with him, what he's going to be pulling right now.
Stop it. Jet sweep. Just get the jet sweep, and you're good. If he can carry the jet sweep, he'll be all right.
Who was the guy we looked at? Was the jet sweep specialist?
It wasn't Christian. Dang, hold on. I think I got it written. Let me see if I still got it in my notes real quick, because I definitely remember who you're talking about.
Yeah, there was one guy.
Yeah, it was like, yo, he can do the jet sweep, man. Dang, going. It wasn't Rambo. I don't think it was Skyler. It wasn't Sky. Was it Sky Moore?
I don't think.
No, it wasn't Sky
Moore. No, he was
Moore.
just slants across the middle.
Yeah.
Catching some combat ones down the field.
Was it Christian Watson?
Yeah,
it was Christian from North Dakota State. That's what it was.
100%
okay, yeah.
Was.
I knew it was one of them dudes we talked about right here, man.
It was.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, man.
We were thinking second round with him. Yeah. Maybe he's going to drop to the third.
We'll see.
That would be a steal. I would love to get him in the third.
If you're talking about him in the third, absolutely that's a steal. Without a doubt, man.
All right, I think we're at Douglas Meek, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
No. We should be at.
Oh wow, I passed up on all these. No.
We're Air Force One.
Yeah, I think we're at that. Yeah.
All right, because I know it's a good amount of them came in, so we're gonna read a couple of more. Then we'll take a pause on that, and then get in these topics because we do got a good amount of topics we're gonna have to get to.
I like Air Force Ones. He donated $5, and his comment was $5.
All right, salute you, because I think it's the 5.5. I'll just leave it at that. I like the 5.5, baby. We definitely appreciate your support though, from the heart.
Najee Laupak, Chris Olave pick 20, Chad Muma 52. Nicholas Petit-Frere at 84.
Okay.
First three picks, we cover safety and free agency with Landon Collins at a low cost. I'd watch out for Honey Badger, though.
This is true, but I do like the thought process, though, Najee Laupak. I mean, you get the receiver, the speedy receiver in Olave. Love the Chad Muma pick up in the second round. And then bringing in Nicholas on kind of third. Okay. I see what we're doing here in a sense. Okay. I don't hate it. Landon Collins, that's the one I'm a little on the fence about, but he probably is the cheapest of the options.
Even Edmonds?
Do you think he's cheaper than Edmonds right now?
I don't know.
The thing is, until the Honey Badger signs, no one's going to know what the market is for safety right now because he's the one that's going to set that tone. That's what we're doing.
We're trying to get him. So is it us and a couple other teams? Because now there's stuff.
They said we've talked to him at least.
So I was going to say, about 2 days ago, Dulac said, count out the Honey Badger coming here because the Steelers are going to give Mink an extension. The numbers aren't going to work with Matthew. But then some just came out today. Yeah. Tomlin personally called Matthew.
Talked to him, yeah.
So I think it's leaning back towards he's in play.
Yeah, but the other reason why Dulac said that is because Kevin Colbert also said that because he was asked about the Honey Badger and stuff like that, and he said they just typically like to go with guys who are closer to their first contract, younger guys, and obviously Honey Badger is not in that category. He's in the other category in terms of super veteran. And that, I think, was why, a lot of people was like, all right, well, probably it's not going to work out. But money-wise, I mean, they still have about $13 million under the cap that they can make work if they want to bring in the Honey Badger. They can still do that.
Especially if Tomlin really wants him.
They can still do that.
He's the one holding everything up, though. Because if it's not him, I think we just go Edmonds then.
I personally
Between
would
Edmonds
like to go
and Collins,
Edmonds,
let's just bring back Edmonds.
I would personally like to do that as well. But like I said, we just don't know what their market is. All because we're waiting on the Honey Badger.
Yeah, we have no clue.
Yeah.
No clue. Najee Laupak. How rude of me. Missed y'all boys the last week.
Man, we missed y'all. Oh, no.
You're not rude.
You didn't miss us last week. I took the week off. We both took, he was still recording stuff. I took the week off. I said, man, I had been going away from my family for 30 whole days. I said, I do not care what anybody has to say negatively about me not recording this show or any other show, I said, "Dang it, I missed my wife and kids," and it was catch up time for Papa Moats. Okay, so now that we're done with that part, I mean, it was good, but I'm glad that you're here, Najee Loud Park. Yes, indeed, Najee Loud Pack.
Marquise Brunson. Did we forget about Justin Ross? Get him in the second or third round.
Love him in the third. I would love him in the third.
Who the hell is that?
That's the other receiver from, was it not Georgia? Is it Georgia or is it Clemson? Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick.
John Ross?
No, not John. Justin.
Justin Ross.
Yeah, Justin Ross.
Because I see John Ross here, linebacker, Michigan. I have no clue who this is.
If I remember correctly, I thought Justin was the dude from Georgia.
It seems like with our week off, the chat has been delving deeper into the draft
Clemson.
game.
He's from Clemson. That's what I knew it was either Clemson or Georgia, but he's from Clemson. Yep.
They've been delving deeper into the draft game, trying to get some depth, figure things out, what we could be doing later on. I'm just playing Madden. So that's where we're at.
It's all good, baby. It is all good. Alrighty, so we're going to read 2 more supers, and then we will pause after official momentum. All right, and then after that, we'll get into these topics, because otherwise, we're going to be in this joint, you know what I'm saying, getting after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Douglas Meek, says, Moats and Deke, for real, your show is therapeutic for me. Work all day, 4 kids, your show, I can just sit back and just unwind. So thank you guys so much. No problem.
Douglas, we appreciate you. It's therapy for all of us, man. We get to sit back and talk. You get to sit back and watch. Y'all get to blast off at times, you know, when you're taking flight in the galaxy, and that's all love, baby. We appreciate y'all, though, man, from the heart, man, from the heart.
How many more we got here?
It should just be one more, and then we're good.
More?
Yep.
Official momentum. Arthur Moats, Deke, welcome back. It's Mo. Hope y'all doing well. I'm from the 412. I'm recovering from bilateral knee surgery, and this gets me hyped. Love the podcast. Steelers going all in for the Super Bowl.
Nah, I like it, man. Hey, a shout out to you on the road to recovery, man. Ain't nothing like a little rehab, baby. Nothing like that, especially with them knee injuries, baby. But now I'm happy for you, man. Got that new knee. You're going to be feeling great once you get through that recovery. And we're going to keep producing that content to help out, you know, in this process. So with that being said, man, we're going to get into this first topic. But quick announcement. Since we're back, you know, in the saddle, figure we give y'all a promo code for the merchandise on the websites, because like we talk about, we dropped the new hats, the Thank You 7 hats. We still got all the new shirts, the Yes Indeeds. We got all of the hoodies, the coffee mugs, the phone cases. I switched to the white one this time. Clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. KK, she was like, "Dad, put the white one on." I was like, "All right, cool. I'll do that then."
That was clean.
You know what I'm saying, man? It shows your face a little bit better too. I like your face. You know?
Thanks.
Makes you feel happy. But promo code is Moats, MOATS. You'll get 15% off of all your purchases on Teesprings when you're getting any of the merchandise, you know, from the podcast channel, man. And all you got to do to find that merchandise, it's up here on every video right at the bottom. You see the little images up there, or in the description box of every video that is posted on the site. Just click on the little thing that says merchandise, take you to the site. When you're checking out, type in Moats, MOATS, to get you 15% off. And that is still, you know, I think it was April 3rd. Is that Sunday? I think it's Sunday, maybe. Yeah, because Friday's April 1st. So it's got to be Sunday. Yeah, so you got all weekend, up until the weekend, all right? So have at it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. But without further ado, we had some updates to the overtime rules. Wouldn't be an NFL offseason without updates to overtime or some type of rules. So, these new overtime rules, if you want to take the floor right here, Deacon,
sure,
let the people know what's been amended.
New playoff overtime rules. Both teams will have the opportunity to possess the ball in overtime in the postseason.
Uh-oh.
If the score is tied after each team has possessed the ball, the next score wins.
Hey, now.
If the team kicking off to start the overtime period scores a safety on the receiving team's initial possession, that team that kicked off is the winner.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
So both teams get a chance to get the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know I'm amped up.
Okay.
You should be too.
Well, I was going to ask, just, you know, hypothetical.
Okay.
Because this is in response to the Bills and Chiefs game. I get that part.
Yeah.
And just like the Bills said when it happened, and what they still said now, they weren't tripping on it. So it was part of the game. They weren't hollering about changing any rules. Just to clarify that.
Yeah, it was everyone
They were
else.
good on that. Absolutely. So
that was a good game, though. We wanted to see more.
But I just want to know, in that particular situation, Chiefs scored first, right?
Yeah.
If the Bills would have got the ball and scored after that, and then the Chiefs come back and score again, and the game ends like that.
Yeah.
is that still enough, or
That's
will we
enough.
still want more? Because
That's
I
enough.
feel like,
That's enough.
you know, we've already evolved it.
Nope, we're
Because
good.
remember, at first it was you kick a field goal and it's over. Then it was like, no field goal. You got to score a touchdown. Then it was, okay, you can score a touchdown. Now it's like, no. They still got to get the chance to get the ball now. I'm just, just trying to see, like, are we going to stop that? Are we sure?
I think this is the line. I promise.
Because I just feel like we're going to be over here like, this game is so good. I mean, dude, we just saw this dude score. Now they score. Now they're getting the ball again and they score. Oh, we want more.
I think this one just makes sense. I think we've gotten to the point. Those other ones, the field goal, no, this is whack, man. All they got to do is like 40 yards and then kick a field goal. The game is over.
We don't care about
That's
defense.
whack.
I get it,
all right,
man.
Now
Throw away defense, man. Who cares about defense?
To, all right, you score a touchdown, game over. But if you kick a field goal, you got to kick it back. That still didn't feel right because it's happened multiple times. I mean, the Bills-Chiefs game is a good example. It happened in the Super Bowl, Patriots-Falcons, where Matt Ryan didn't get the ball after Brady scored in overtime. It also happened in the Patriots-Chiefs AFC Championship, I believe.
Yeah. This thing's, 12 times in the postseason?
Yeah, it just doesn't sit right. I just think the other team should have a chance on offense. That's all. Yeah. After a touchdown. And that's it. That's the line. We're done.
You sure?
I promise.
You sure?
I promise.
I feel like this is never ending. I just feel like we're just trying to continue to get it where defense really doesn't matter. Like, what's the purpose of having a defense out there? Why don't we just like I said before, let the quarterbacks and receivers have a skills challenge and y'all can just have at it? Because everybody wants to see these quarterbacks and these receivers out there, right? Just let them do it. Y'all just go out there and do it, man. Y'all keep playing until the fans get tired of watching y'all play. Because I just feel like we just minimize the other parts of the team. What's the purpose of a special teams unit? What's the purpose of a defensive unit if it's always going to result back to they need another chance? Because I do feel like it's only going to continue. Now, we don't know the likelihood of when this is going to happen. Because right now this is only for the playoffs. This doesn't apply for the regular season.
Which I'm good with that too. Yeah. Playoffs was the main thing.
But still, people aren't even excited about that because they're still trying to get rid of ties in the regular season. So I'm just like, where are we drawing this line? I just feel like it's only going to continue on. Because, like I said, for me, man, when I first started them changing the rule from a field goal to having to score a touchdown, I said, okay, cool. It still puts, more onus on, allowing the offense to go out there and do it. But the defense still has a chance. The defense can make a play. And we've seen also in overtime where defenses make plays. We bring up that Saints and Rams game that everybody got so, out of whack over with the non-PI call. But who got the ball first in overtime? The Saints did. And who caused the turnover? The Rams did. And the Rams won the game. But nobody talks about that. It's just, hey, man, you remember that PI call? And that's when we kind of got hung up. But it was like that was an overtime situation as well. That was a game where we saw the defense actually make a play. We could talk about this past playoffs where it wasn't overtime, but you think about the Packers and the 49ers. Defense and special teams came up big in that game to help them win on the road.
Rams,
absolutely.
Bengals, yeah.
But it's just like we kind of lose sight of that at times. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out. I don't feel like it's ever going to stop. I feel like we're going to get a situation where we're going to have one of these crazy outlier games because that was an outlier of a game. Let's not act like what that was doing happens all the time. That was an outlier. But it's like, man, all right, where would we draw that line? Because I do not think that the same people that were hollering about Josh Allen need to get another chance with that ball, if he would have got the ball and scored, and then Mahomes went and got the ball and scored again, I don't think it would have stopped there.
We got to see.
I don't think it would have stopped, man.
The personnel on each side of the ball go out there at least one time. That's all we need to see. And it's done. I'm telling you, that's the line.
Are you sure?
I think you're looking at this wrong, too. If anything, I want to see the Chiefs defense in that scenario. That's what I'm seeing. Chiefs defense, what do you got? You skated by here.
Nah, but
that's what I'm looking for.
So if the Bills got the ball first, then why wouldn't it stop there?
Then I want to see what the Bills defense got.
See, exactly,
I'm
man.
looking at the defense. You're looking at the wrong way here.
Never ends.
You think it's all about the offense and the quarterbacks. I want to see what the Chiefs defense can do.
So you notice even when they were talking about the rules, you notice they didn't say, hey, if the defense scores, they just said you get a safety. They just left it at that. Not.
I didn't even understand that part of the rules.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, they're just throwing it in.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
That means the defense made a stop. It doesn't matter about any of this other nonsense, but they don't even want to talk about it like that because, once again, we know what sells tickets, offenses. But you need defenses to win championships, as we obviously saw as well. But it just makes sense. I guess I just laugh at it a little bit, man. I don't really care one way or the other because I don't think we're going to see this happen a lot. When you're talking about postseason overtime, it's not often that you're getting postseason overtime games. And for it to go to that extent where you might see them go back and forth, most of the time, I don't think it's going to play out like that where they're going to score. Then they're going to score. Now we're having this conversation again. So for me, man, it is what it is. I just laugh at it, though. That's all.
I'm telling you, the line's right there.
I don't believe it, but it sounds good.
No, I will say the line might move to regular season, but that's it. That is the hard line.
You just said it wasn't going to move anymore. That was
no, but it's still the same rule. The rules aren't going to expand anymore, whether they're in the postseason only or they expand also to the regular season. That's it. I think that's the line.
Yeah.
I promise you. I promise.
Do we still care about player health and safety? Just asking for a friend.
Oh, yeah. It's always at the forefront.
Oh, it is? That's weird because I'm thinking to myself, additional regular season game, additional playoff game. Now we're effectively going to, expand overtime with the new format if both teams are scoring. I just don't see how this is helping from a player healthy perspective. But in all seriousness, though, I do like the business model for the NFL. They are great with what they're doing right now. They're expanding the amount of exposure for risk and injury, keep the average career span decreasing, but keeping your pension at the same level. It's a great business model. I love it. Shout out to the NFL, man. It works like that. It works like that.
Well, I never wanted to go to 17 games to begin with, or 18 games, or for it to expand from 6 teams to 7. I didn't want any of that.
Hey, but
how could we do the rule?
Here's
my question, though.
Don't worry, we took a preseason game. That helps out.
Here's my question, though.
Yeah.
How are they expanding these rules?
In what regard?
Is it just, okay, if Chiefs score, Bills get it, they score. They both score a touchdown, let's just say. And then instead of
the
next
Chiefs
score
go
wins.
Kick a field goal?
Well, no, I was going to say, instead of just next score wins, if Chiefs kick a field goal, Bills get a chance to match. Is that what you're saying? Is that how the rules can expand?
I can see it expanding like that because wouldn't you feel some type of way? You just said that you wouldn't want them to
I wouldn't want that. It's just too much.
But what's the difference between them kicking a field goal on the opening possession of overtime and them kicking a possession on the third series in overtime after both teams have scored? Because once again, we're going to be talking about fair, right? Because that's why everybody brings up overtime. I want fair overtime. And you know my stance. I don't care about fair in overtime. You had 60 minutes for fair. Overtime is meant to find a winner. I even love how much excitement goes into the coin toss in overtime because it actually matters. We act like the coin toss ain't at the beginning of the regular season game either.
I feel like it's better, though, now that the coin toss matters less.
But why is that?
Because that's just 50-50 chance, at least in this scenario.
How much more fair could you get, though? Isn't 50-50 as fair as it can get in that avenue?
It's fair in one standpoint, unfair in that it's not
It's
based off
50-50.
merit of how the teams are playing, though. It's just.
But when is overtime ever based on the merit of how a team? If you're dominating the regular game, do you get the ball first mandatory? Like, nah, that's never been the case. So I don't see how those two things work. I just think of it as the coin flip is legit 50-50. It doesn't matter who your quarterback. It doesn't matter what your record is. It doesn't matter who's home or who's away. We're just flipping the coins. No different than a jump ball in basketball. That's kind of how I looked at it.
Listen, I get your sentiment of just, hey, defense got to step up. It's a team game for a reason. Special teams got to step up. Whoever it is. This is the line, though. Just give me this. I feel like this needed to happen.
I will be excited to see what happens when both teams score and then other teams comes and kicks.
No, I promise. I'm done.
This
is the one I've been calling for. You have to admit, this is the one I've been calling for since we started the podcast.
Yeah.
I think we talked about, was it a Saints-Vikings one? That might have happened in a Saints-Vikings one, too.
I don't remember.
Kirk Cousins scored in overtime. He had a really clutch throw to Kyle Rudolph. I was like, I wanted Breeze to have a possession.
No, because you didn't think that Kirk Cousins was good enough to win on the road down there.
And
that's why you wanted that, where he went and did what he did.
He had one moment.
Yeah, one moment. You like that?
He had one moment. But, yeah, I remember because that was maybe the first year of our podcast.
That was
second year. I can't remember.
That was before the
was
Rams.
The first year.
That was before the Rams Saints PI. Yeah, because that was the year after. Yeah, so we were already recording by then. Yeah.
So I've been saying I want this rule in place since then. And that's it. I'm done. So you're not going to see me switch up. I promise.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, man,
this is the line.
It doesn't bother me one way or the other. It's just funny because I do feel like it's never going to end.
I hope it does. I hope this is it. I really do. Because if we do start expanding it, then it's just going to start getting a little ridiculous.
But that's what people want. Fair. That's what they keep hollering about in overtime.
If they were going to do it that way, they got to do it like college football and start at the 20s. Because it's just going to take so much time. I don't want that. I don't. But start at the 20s and just go back and forth matching points and stuff. Because to be doing that full field, it's going to be basically 2 games in one potentially.
Yeah.
If the defense
and we know what that means
them.
for the following week as well. I mean, we've seen just how guys aren't 100% healthy when they play from a Sunday to Thursday, or even if you go out there and have to play Sunday to Saturday. That matters. It affects these guys. So when you're talking about this back and forth in the, overtime element, along with it being in the postseason, I just think that, It could have a little bit more of a damning effect. But either way, it's going to be exciting to watch.
I'm surprised it happened. I really am. I thought this was going to be like 5 years down the line.
No, but the thing that I did like, man, the more I looked into it, number one, they weren't all on board with it initially. And this is kind of what they compromised.
That's what I thought the vibes
on.
were. I didn't think everyone was really for this.
No, because most of the guys, especially like coaches, they understand what overtime does to their team. It's not like college. College, you got 75 guys on a game day roster. NFL is 45 guys, 46. But you got 2 to 3 quarterbacks. You got a center, you got a long snapper, you got a kicker, you got a punter. Those are positions that don't play anything else. So you run out of bodies really quickly. That's why you have guys that start on offense and defense that will still be playing on special teams as well. So the more you have these guys out there, the more it's going to wear those guys down. You talk about adding a regular season game. You talk about adding playoff games. That adds up. And now when you're talking about expanding how much exposure these guys are, going to be experiencing in terms of potential injury, the contact associated with it, it adds up. And that's where you can start to see those guys breaking down, especially their bodies. We've talked about how even TJ Watt, for example, right? As great as he was last year, we could point to times where we said, man, he just looks like he needs a game off. He needs some time to recover. But it's like, man, the more we add, the more we do and expand like that, the more of that happens. Now, granted, it may not be to all your star players, but you will see that happen a lot more. And that's when I think people will be like, oh, you know what, man, it's not a good idea. Maybe we should dial it back some. But until we see it more frequently, that's just the reality of it. And the NFL knows that they make more money by doing these type of things. So, I mean, like I said, it's going to be fun to watch either way. I'm glad my body isn't out there.
Yeah. All right. What do we want to do now? Next topic, Super Chats.
Let me think. Let's get a couple of these supers in just to stay on track with that. We should be at Farron Bradford.
Okay. Well, I lost my whole chat in general here. So
it happens like that
give
sometimes,
me a second,
man. It's all right.
This might be on you. Yeah, it's definitely on you.
I like it.
I'm at James Panzarella.
Because I was going to say, shout out to the chat. Y'all do got it going crazy in there right now, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, major love to all of y'all. Major love. All right, so Farron Bradford. I think that's where we stopped at. Yes, he says, NFL mock draft put out the article about Hamilton. Oh, in terms of him slipping. Okay. So I have to look into that then. That's the other thing with the NFL mock drafts. I feel like they dropping things like every week. Every time I'm like, oh, Jeremiah got another one? You know what I'm saying? Like, gee, is it Cynthia this time? Who's it this time? It's like, yo, all right.
Yeah, it's usually about 3 or 4 before the actual NFL draft comes out.
Absolutely. But it's all good. We can dig it. All right. Let's see. We got official momentum. He spun the block a little bit, and he says, Moats, Deke, y'all want to do a song? Follow Ambition from Pretty Ricky and put the Upper Room jingle on the map and Gambler. Jeez. Now, I haven't heard of this song by Pretty Ricky, but I know Pretty Ricky well. That was my era Deke. It was a lot of Deke daddies being called back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's what goes on with Pretty Ricky. They get it in like that. You know, they probably spokesman for like Manscaped and stuff like that. I get it. But man, I don't know if I want to put that in our jingle. You know what I'm saying? The Pretty Ricky combo we got going might be a little uncomfortable.
Was he saying an instrumental?
I don't know. Or you want to start?
We get the instrumental and we throw it underneath. Maybe he thinks they have the same BPMs or something. They go together.
I don't know. It could be, man. It could be. I don't know.
I gotta listen to it.
I don't know. I just when I start thinking of Pretty Ricky,
he's trying to put us onto it.
I start thinking of Pretty Ricky, and I'm thinking of me and you in here together. I don't like that vibe. I don't like the direction where we're going in.
Yeah, you're trying to be seductive to people to get them to start gambling. Actually, it's the opposite because gamblers for the problem. You're trying to persuade them to stop gambling if they have a problem. It doesn't make sense.
It's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, the seductive nature of the song,
like
the instrumental.
Gambler, you know,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I want you to love when you're gambling.
You need DMX, I think.
Ooh, okay.
To like tell him, you better stop gambling. That's what you need. I think that's what you need.
That boy's silly.
That's the vibe.
You better stop. That's it then. All right. I'm with it there, man.
No, Gambler's perfect, though. We shouldn't mess it up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be bad to find a beat for it, though.
Man, well, if you could create the beat using your vocal cords.
The beatbox.
I'm just trying to figure out the best way to put that. I ain't like how I was going with this topic. I'm feeling real uncomfortable right now, Deke, okay?
Our beatbox are pretty good.
Yeah, so say you do the beatbox. You know, I'll do the singing. And we'll make it happen.
I'll have to think about it. I'm still working on a Lower Room song, too. So
hey, man.
This might be a while.
I'm actually glad you haven't forgot about the Lower Room. Every once in a while, I was like, man, did he forget the Lower Room? You know, they be like, hey, what about us? Don't forget our song. Blame Deke.
I have not forgotten about the Lower Room song.
All right. Next up, though, we have Google East. Shout out to Google East. He says, who y'all picking at 20 if either fall? Jordan Davis, Trent McDuffie, Jameson Williams. That's a nice little group right there, though. Trent, nice.
Out of those guys, I'd go Davis.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of dig Jameson. If Tua is coming back.
The only problem with Jameson that sucks is what's he gonna be out first half of the season?
More than likely, if you're bringing him back slowly, and I'm cool with that because I'm hanging my hat
I like
on.
him as a player overall for sure.
I just think that in a whole, his upside and knowing contract situation wise, right? We know what Deontay has been rumored to be looking for in terms of pay. We personally don't agree with paying him that. So if it comes to a situation where you have to decide on, keeping him, trading him, or just allowing him to leave and hit the open market, at least having a Jameson in the building, that's going to be your wide receiver one for the future. And you're going to have him on a rookie contract. And that's the other thing I like. And we obviously would still have Chase because of the way the contracts are set right now. Deontay would be up first, then it would be Chase. Yeah. So you still have a little bit more, like I said, leeway and cushion. And we know prior to the ACL injury, Jameson Williams was the number one wide receiver prospect. He was going to be the first receiver off the board.
I mean, it was between him and Jordan Addison for the Blitz.
Absolutely. That's what it was going to be. So the injury is the only reason we're even talking about him being in play for us, because prior to that, he wasn't even in the conversation for us. So if you're getting a Jameson, I personally don't mind if you have to wait 6-7 games before we can roll him out, because I think that he's
going to be that type of thing too. His rookie year where he just comes on strong. Like Odell missed his first 4-6 games.
Yeah, with the hammy.
And just went off his rookie season.
Yeah, so for me, man, I would much rather have a guy that we know has that elite talent, who we know can ball at a crazy level, has been playing at Bama, so he's accustomed to that spotlight. He knows what it's like, and he's a dog. Let's be real about it. So for me, man, I would go with Jameson. Just also, like I said, knowing the Deontay Johnson situation potentially with this contract, you still, like I said, would have Chase, so you kind of have this, tailored look of, all right, we got this covered, we got that covered. If we bring Deontay back, you still have 3 absolute beasts, potentially in the making, very similar to what the Cincinnati Bengals have with their wide receiver group.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'll be playing into that in a sense. So that's kind of why for me.
Give Mitch some receivers.
He needs some help, man.
I think with my Davis pick, I'm just loading up on the defense. Yeah. I'm hoping we could sign one of these receivers, dude. I don't know. It's taking so long.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I really am. We're just rolling with Claypool and Deontay right now. And I guess maybe we think Anthony Miller's amazing. Maybe he's got the connection with Trubisky.
I mean, we're getting all the Bears, man. We got Mason coming through as well, man. All his former team. Levi Wiles, he said, man, I saw Mitch went there. I said, I
forgot about that. I saw that quote. I'm
wow, man. I said, y'all selling it. Y'all selling it, man.
You know what?
Y'all selling it. Y'all just keep selling it. Y'all selling it. I'm not buying it, but y'all selling it,
Levi Wallace got to see both Josh Allen and Trubisky up at Buffalo.
He said, oh, Mitch.
He picked Mitch.
Give me Mitch.
He didn't go back to Buffalo.
I say, man, whatever makes you happy, baby. Whatever makes you happy, man. But we also have a new upper room member. Let me get him real quick. Victor Simmons. Victor Simmons, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we greatly appreciate your support. Welcome to the family. All right, we're going to go with black and yellow. And then after that, man, we'll get to the next topic. Sound good? I don't know where you are. Are you at James Panzarelli?
Yeah,
okay, well, actually, I'm 2 ahead of you, so I'll get to that, and I'll let you get James real quick.
I think it's only him. Hold on.
Oh, no, it'd be him and one other person. We're good. We'll be caught up.
Yeah, I could read those, too.
Yeah, so we got black and yellow, Texas still. He says, I'm on the Ritter train. He's talking about Desmond Ritter, quarterback from Cincinnati. He says 4.5 speed, great broad jump and vertical jump, and can throw that dot. Explosive athlete. Y'all don't go MIA, though. The other podcast can't cut it. Nah, you right, man. We ain't going MIA, man. We back. Like I said, man, we had to take some self-help, though. You think about this, Deke. We do work around the clock. We're year round. We thought we were just gonna be a season only podcast, but this thing is around the clock. It's crazy. So
sometimes better in the off season.
Low key, yeah, because you don't have to worry about if we won or lost. It's always a victory.
Everyone loves the rumors. Everyone likes playing GM.
Absolutely, man. It's always a glass half full concept in the off season, whereas in the regular season we gotta.
There's hope. There's always hope in the off season.
Yes, yeah, but we had to take some time, man, just to make sure everybody's good. Got to make sure Deke got some time to unwind.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. New me. You know what I'm saying? I can't be just We gotta work. No. We gotta breathe. We gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? We gotta expand. We got some things in the works. Okay. Yeah, man. I feel like I'm doing like some adult stuff all of a sudden, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But anywho, let's go UW. He says college overtime rules are the best. Oh, and I'm sorry, I totally forgot to get back to the Desmond Ridder element of your comment, Black and Yellow. I like Desmond Ridder. We talked about him coming out of the Senior Bowl. We thought that he looked really good, especially doing more of the pro-style plays, being under center, throwing on the run, a lot of boots and play action from him. We saw his elusiveness in terms of his ability to step around some of these defenders that were coming free at times in that Senior Bowl game. But yeah, he tested off the charts to me in terms of his athletic ability, overall athletic stance. I mean, him, obviously, we talked about E.J. Perry. He was another guy kind of surprised us. We knew Kenny Pickett, we thought was going to be, one of the top athletic guys. He still held true to that, but E.J. Perry definitely surprised us in a sense in what he was able to do as well. But Desmond Ridder, though, man, yeah, without a doubt, man, I like his size also.
Yeah.
When you look at his size, he definitely has that prototypical size that you want. And yeah, man, to see him be able to run as fast as he did, it definitely was an eye-opener to me.
James Panzarella.
But hold on, before we get to him, I got one other. Let's go UW. He says the college overtime rules are the best. They are the best for college. I do agree with that.
I would not want them in the pros.
I would not either. And for my NFL brothers out there, I don't want them to experience that either. That's a lot. That's a lot of a lot.
All right, I got him. James, best OT rule, in my opinion, says team gets ball, scores. Other team either matches that score or beats that score in the same time or less than the original team did. If they beat the time, they win. If not, lose. Wow.
I mean, I like the thought, but I can see right now people going to say, well, this is geared for the explosive offenses. What about the methodical offenses? They want to run the ball. I can hear that argument right there, man, because every offense is different. You think about how we were last year. Like, our offense is a little bit more methodical than quick strike explosive. So that would not benefit us if we're talking about scoring in a particular time limit, even though we can still go and score. I'm interested to see, though, what happens when the team scores first, they score 7, and then that other team comes and they score and go for 2 and get 8, and then the game is over. How people going to react to that? Because that's a whole other element with the new overtime rule right now.
What's happening?
So you score first, right? You kick the field goal.
Oh, this is field goal? Okay.
Yeah, so you got 7 points, right? And I still get a possession because remember in the new overtime rules, no, you scored a touchdown and kicked the extra point. Okay. So you got 7 points. I get the ball, right?
Yeah.
I go score and I go for 2 and I get it. Game's over.
The first team should have won for 2.
I'm just trying to see how people gonna feel about that because that's another thing. I'm like, oh man, I don't know, man. I'm like, all right. Like, I'm just trying to see, checking the temperature on it.
Oh, I like that.
You see what I'm
little
saying?
Chess
Like,
game.
yeah.
No, I like that a lot.
Or if you score first, now do you feel like you have to go for 2? Because the team behind you, they might go for 2. You know what I'm saying? That like all that plays into it. So I was trying to see like where we gonna draw this line at. I feel like this line will keep going a little bit, man. Or you score first, you go for 2. They score first, they go for 2. Now it's 8 up, and then they come back and kick a field goal. You over here like, bro,
that's
what?
Game. Nope, that's
like,
game.
Oh man, that's what we stopping this.
That's game. It's
7 came back from retirement. I'm painting the scene right now. 7 comes back from retirement. He leads an improbable reunion. Second half of the season. We done fired Matt Canada because of you. All right. Ben comes back out of. Oh no. He's coach coordinator. Coach coordinator. He comes back. Okay. And he faces off with the other GOAT, Tom Brady, in the Super Bowl. Okay. Still with Tampa. I don't think he got traded yet. He's still with Tampa. Okay.
Yeah, he's not getting traded.
All right. So Super Bowl. You got 7. You got Brady. Brady gets ball first.
AB's in the stadium. He's watching.
Shirt off too. Next to Ye. Ye got the mask on though. All right. Brady gets the ball first in overtime. He goes on the field, scores. Next up, Ben gets the ball. He goes on the field, scores. Brady.
Both went for 2.
Both went for 2. Both got it because they're elite. GOAT versus GOAT. Bad. I'm with you. All right. Then Brady gets the ball. Quick little completion. They kick a field goal. Game over. Still lose Super Bowl. No more MVP for Ben. Another MVP for Brady. Another ring for Brady. Are you keeping that same energy? Are you still going to say, the overtime rules are fine. I think it's good. I think it was fine. Ben didn't deserve another chance. Defense should have made a stop. Where were you at, TJ Watt? Where were you at, Alex? That's who you going with?
Yeah, defense had 2 chances.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I would be very bummed. I'd probably be blaming the defense way more.
You would?
Yeah, not the rules.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can't stop Brady twice like that in overtime.
But what about the 60 minutes? That ain't matter?
Huh?
What about the 60 minutes? That ain't matter about them getting stops then, or not getting
Depends
stops?
how the 60 minutes plays out.
What if it was like how the Bills and Chiefs game was, where they were scoring back and forth?
Well, the Bills defense,
and that was the number one ranked defense. That was the number one ranked defense. Remember that?
I think people are still blaming the Bills defense on that one, right? They kind of folded down the stretch.
To an extent, but the majority says, "Oh, Josh Allen should have got another chance in overtime."
I agree with that too. Bills defense definitely folded.
That's what I'm saying.
13 seconds.
Their defense should have made a stop. It was that simple to me, man.
It was actually somewhat of a low-scoring game for the first 3 quarters,
and
right?
then it got in the fourth quarter. It went crazy with like them back to back. Yeah, that's all, man. I'm just trying to see like how we gonna feel about
defense, that. Actually, they got some stops. It was Josh Allen on fourth
Josh
down
went crazy.
Some amazing
Josh was going
plays.
crazy. Yeah,
you got to give him props.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think for the Bills, with how that game played out,
yeah.
Bills defense faltering a little bit fourth quarter and overtime is more of the blame as to why they lost. I still think the overtime rules suck. I still think they suck. I would like to see Josh Allen get it.
Man, if the Bills defense make a stop with 13 seconds, the game is over. We're not having to worry about these rules being changed and people complaining about fairness and Josh needing to get the ball. And you know how I feel about Buffalo. I know you love him more than me, but I still support him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, come on, man. This is crazy. You got to get a stop. If you don't get that stop in 13 seconds and there's a hold for 60 minutes, I do not care what you got to say about overtime. I don't. Make a stop.
I like Panzarella's creativity with that one.
I do, though. That's pretty dope, though. That's
a good idea. Noka Bain says, Moats, just bought your book. Looking forward to reading it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Namaste. That's something else I started picking up on, too, Deke. I'm reading like a lot more books all of a sudden, bro. I went through like a couple of books, man. I'm enjoying reading, man. I really am. And
Are you still on your fiction kick?
No. So wifey started to see. She surprised me before I left to go out to Cali. She got me a book on. I love gang members. Okay, all type of gang members. All right. So I like to read about gangs, prison gangs. Just how everything's made up and stuff like that. So she had caught me a new book about the Mexican Mafia before I went out there. So I had finished my Alex Cross book, the second one, Kiss the Girls, and I was on my Mexican Mafia book, man. It's been pretty daggone dope. And then I got another book she already got for me. I'm just like, let's go. But I'm digging this though, man. I'm feeling good. I was about to come in here initiated with my neck tatted just because the book inspires me. Teach me how to keep my shank on me and everything like that. And I'm telling you, baby, I put it in the safe. You don't want to know where the safe is, all right? You don't want to know where the safe is. You put it in the safe, all right? But it's been cool, man. I've been getting my read on, man. So I'm actually glad to hear that, No Cabane, that you copped the book, man. You're getting on that reading journey as well, man. I definitely appreciate you. And anybody else that wants a copy of it, it's available at moatstheory.com, man. Get you the book from yours truly, man. Yes, indeed.
Hey, I've seen this one comment, not a super chat or anything, but it's in relation to Tomlin's comment a couple of days ago about sudden death. Yeah. He says, I don't fear sudden death. I'm a traditionalist.
Yo, I swear. I saw that. I said to my wife, I was like, why does he talk like this, babe? I was like, Coach Tomlin.
It definitely doesn't sound like he's talking about football.
Not at all. I don't fear sudden death. I'm like, Coach, stop. Okay? Everything doesn't have to be Mr. Macho. Everything doesn't have to be, I don't blink. I don't care. I'll die today. I'm ready to go. I've did my thing. You can't live in your fears. Stop it, Coach. Talk like a regular person, please. Jeez, love Coach T, but he always got something like that to say. Huh. So, anywho, let's get to this next topic.
Let's do it.
And that is, we had the boss man, Mr. Rooney. An update to his rule, a modification to it, the Rooney Rule we're referring to. If you want, you can go ahead and, let us know what that's all about. The new amendment to said rule.
Okay. This is on ESPN. All 32 NFL teams will hire a minority offensive assistant coach for the 2022 season, part of a series of policy enhancements announced Monday to address the league's ongoing diversity efforts. The coach can be a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority, according to the policy adopted by NFL owners during their annual meeting, and will be paid from a league-wide fund. A coach must work closely with the head coach and the offensive staff with the goal of increasing minority participation in the pool of offensive coaches that eventually produces the most sought-after candidates for head coaching positions.
So essentially, to sum it up, man, the reason why they're in, man, great reading voice, by the way, dude.
That wasn't bad.
Bro, you sound like one of them narrators. Like, if I ever do an ebook, I think I'm going to get you to read my ebook, all right? I'm going to get you to do it because, like, the way you talk, man, it was just dope. And you get all proper, too. You sit up like, yeah, and when you're talking about this and that, and then we got the Rooney Rule and that. I'm like, dang, Deke. I'm looking over like, man, who are you? Who is this guy?
I don't know.
You look, like I said, you like a scholar, man. Or maybe like Indiana Jones, like a younger version. You know what I mean? I like it, though. I like the look on you, baby. But the big reason with this, amendment is because with the recent hirings, obviously we still are having a lack of representation from minorities in terms of head coaching and executive roles. And initially what people were saying was, hey, you don't have enough qualified coaches. So then these minorities coaches became more qualified. Then it was, well, you don't have enough offensive experience. That's been the new sort of thing that they're going with. And this is just another way to kind of address that, to give those minority coaches an ability to not just be on offensive staffs, because we've seen running back coaches, receiver coaches, O-line coaches that are minorities, but they're not quarterback coaches. They're not coordinators. And that seems to be the new reasoning behind the lack of representation for minority candidates getting these opportunities. So this puts those guys in a place exclusively where they're going to be more hands-on in some of those type of operations. Like you talked about, man, with, game planning, when you talk about personnel, when you talk about skill positions, that is significant. And like I said, it's unfortunate that it has to be this case, because we know the initial reaction is, oh man, they always hire the best player available. I mean, they always hire the best person available, but we've seen that is not always the case. And there's been multiple instances that you can point to for whatever reason. And, that's just one of the things that we're still trying to figure out, how to make this thing better. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Until it does become more balanced, until you do have more diversity, more representation for minorities at that level, they're going to continue to have to do these type of amendments. I mean, we've seen them even where they incentivize, draft capital based on minority hires and minorities elevating to head coaching or executive ranks. I think the Chiefs, they're benefiting from that. They'll be receiving a 3rd round pick this year behind that. It's just the reality of it. I mean, it sucks, but hopefully this breeds a little bit more better results. That's kind of my opinion on it. What about you, man?
Right. My initial thought whenever I first saw it happening was like, yeah, it sucks that we got to make rules for this. And it even goes back to whenever we were talking about adding draft picks for some of these teams hiring, whether it was minority GM candidates or also head coaching candidates. Or it's even offensive and defensive coordinators, too.
Absolutely,
some of these teams are getting draft picks for. It's like, it's kind of messed up, because it's just like, bro, it shouldn't come to this, because we should just be hiring the best person available, as you mentioned earlier. But at the same time, at least they're trying stuff. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the credit you can give. But then I thought a little more. I'm like, what coaching staff doesn't have a minority on like their offensive staff right now? But whenever you just laid it out right there,
this is
like, do we need to hire someone right now? Like,
no, so this is going to be for every team, because they're essentially creating a new position.
Because we have a couple minorities on the offensive coaching staff.
Right, but this is a specific position where that person is going to not just work with wide receivers, not just with quarterbacks. They're going to work with all those skill positions, along with being a part of the game planning, because that was another element, right? Oh, you're a wide receiver coach, but you're not a coordinator. Oh, you're a quarterback coach, but you don't play call. You don't call the plays, because that was the whole argument with Eric Bieniemy. Remember, it was like, oh, we think the offense is great and we think he's a good coach, but Andy Reid does the game day calling. But then it's like, well, you hire this guy and he didn't do any game day calling, and it was fine with that, even though we've seen this guy fail before. Those are some of the reasons why they created this new position. So yes, every team is going to actually have to hire a new person just for this position right here, because their offensive assistant is going to also be a part of working with the GM and some of the personnel decisions as well. So think of them more so as like a floater versus a hard, this is your group only. So they're doing this so that way that candidate can get all the experience that they need in all the different areas where, when it's hiring time, when teams have went away from qualified candidates by saying, well, hey, this guy doesn't know how to do this, or this guy has never done that, you're kind of removing that excuse out the way now. And like I said, I mean, we laugh at it because it's kind of embarrassing when you think like we got to put these type of rules in place, but it is a step in the right direction. And I'm just glad that they're continuing to do these type of things until...
Yeah, if it's not working, then you can just try something else.
Right, but until we get, the representation that they want, this is what needs to happen. You have to continue to tweak it. I mean, first you think about just the interview element, right? Initially, when the Rooney Rule first came out, it was to get minorities interviewed, but then they weren't getting enough interviews, or it was the sham interviews that we've heard about. Then it was, okay, you got to, interview a certain amount of them. And then it was, okay, well, now we can tweak it to this and we can tweak it to that. So they're doing various things. And I do like that part, but I don't think it's something that needs to just go away, because until we get it where it's, more diverse, this is going to continue to pop up. And when you continue to see coaches that get hired that we don't feel are qualified in any way, shape, or form, or guys that don't have a track record of being successful but still getting the opportunity to stay in place, where you're seeing qualified minority coaches not get that same leniency, not get those same opportunities, or teams not taking those same chances on some of these guys that might have been special teams coaches as well, because that was a guy that was a special teams coordinator, part-time receivers coach that got a head coaching job a year or two ago. Talking about Joe Judge, absolutely. We saw how that turned out, but I digress. Where you got an Eric Bieniemy, and it was like, well, what's going on with that? But either way,
maybe he could have helped out.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But this is just another way to kind of help with that, to kind of, get the ball rolling in the right direction a little bit more. So shout out to Mr. Rooney, because this is the rule that's named after the Rooney family. Obviously, we know that. And yeah, man, we'll just see what goes on from there, man, in terms of some more improvement with it.
Who do you think it's for? Fresh guys, maybe coming off of retirement recently in the NFL, people that are just trying to get into coaching at the beginning, or is it for someone that's already in here and like they view it as almost like an upgrade? Like say a receivers coach on another team.
Both. No, okay. Ike Hilliard is a prime example. Ike Hilliard, think about him, right? He's been our receivers coach. He was trying to interview for offensive coordinator spot. Didn't get it. So this could be a situation where he says, let me get that spot.
Okay.
So that way I get game planning. I get work with quarterbacks, receivers, tight ends. I also get work with the GM in terms of personnel decisions, so I can understand how everything works. So now when I go to interview again for one of these executive positions, one of these offensive coordinator or potentially head coaching positions, now I have these qualifications as well. So I look at it as this, it helps those type of guys, but also if you're a younger guy just coming into the league as a coach, and you're like, man, I need to learn these type of things. Well, you can also be in that role and learn there as well. I think if it's me running it, I would much rather keep my younger coaching staff as position coaches and let them learn that first to get your foundation on which you specialize in or what area I'm trying to get you to specialize in. And then once you have a baseline of, okay, we know you can coach this position, now let's upgrade you to this offensive assistant. So now you can really see the overarching framework of how, the NFL works. But I wouldn't want to teach a person that, because I think that's more like doctorate level stuff. You know what I mean? Because you're learning the ins and outs, both on the field and personnel stuff. Whereas if you don't know your basics of being a position coach, I think you're going to struggle doing that side of it. Okay. And that's when you think of like most head coaches, they've started out as position coach. Then it was, run coordinator or running game coordinator or pass game coordinator or like secondary coach. And then it was like, okay, and then it became DC or OC, and then they get those opportunities, because you got to get, like, it's a lot that goes into being a head coach. It's a lot that goes into being a GM. And those positions are so impactful in terms of on field and off the field that you don't want to just put a guy that doesn't even have a foundation yet in that level, at least from our perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it could work out. I mean, it could be something good. Probably a downgrade for offensive coordinators, though. Right? Yeah, you don't want to go from that to the offensive. I don't know though.
But if you're going to get some GM stuff, that's a game changer, because when you start talking about personnel decisions, or at least being involved in those conversations, that's different. And I also think as offensive coordinator, if you're Eric Bieniemy, for example, you might feel like you're involved in the game planning, but maybe he's not to that extent. Maybe it is mainly Andy Reid who does the game planning along with calling on game day. So if that's the case, Eric Bieniemy could say, well, you know what, let me get that spot as well, or let me get that spot, because now it makes me have to be involved. It makes them have to include my opinions, and I can have a say so. Whereas depending on how it was prior to that, when we've heard with Coach Tomlin and Keith Butler, right? The story with that of, it's always been Coach T. Well, maybe for Keith Butler. Now, granted, it's only for offense, not for defense, because we know the offense players or offensive coaches are who typically are getting these head coaching spots. That's why they really made the rule for offense, because of that element right there. But those are some of the things that when I think of it, I'm like, okay, I get why they're trying to do it, and I get that part of it, but I do think it could be a benefit for, guys that are already established coaching that just haven't been able to move up. Because Eric Bieniemy, we've already known he's very qualified. He's very established. What more of a track record do you want from a coach like that? But how many cycles have we seen now where he's been passed over? And he's made it very clear that he wants to be a head coach. It's not as if he's over here like, oh, no, I don't want a head coaching job. I love being under Andy Reid. No. He's been very clear and vocal about that. So that's why for me, it's like, all right, I could look at this and say, you know what? Maybe this does benefit him. Maybe that is the part that gets him over the hump. And even if they fail, at
it would
least
get
give them
people
a
talking.
chance.
You know, the media would start talking about that, and then
No, they definitely would, man.
all of a sudden, you're back in kind of like the coaching, hiring cycle.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, you're getting some publicity, and then maybe that could almost fast track you a little bit, just to get the buzz going again.
No,
because
absolutely,
I feel like
man.
his buzz as a head coach went down.
Yeah,
for some reason, I don't know what it was,
and it's solely because it's been multiple years now he's been passed over.
Right.
And the new argument was, oh, he doesn't interview well. It was like, what? Like I don't care about any of that. Like, what are we talking about here? Because when I hear some of these head coaches speak, I mean, you listen to Urban Meyer
know how
talk
the Eagles.
at times,
I don't
bro.
know how the Eagles dude interviewed well.
I'm like,
Granted, he made the playoffs, man. Like, I gotta give him credit.
know,
They did a lot better than what I thought they were gonna do this year.
dude. I think,
but in terms of interviewing well, come on, man.
Or I think even when Dan Morgan first took over in Detroit and some of his, I'm like, bro, what are we listening to? Oh, he the dude knee off. You're like, bro, what? Like,
Up in Detroit.
yeah, like that's what gets you hired. That's what they want to hear. Or like you said, Urban Meyer. Like, think about Urban Meyer right now. It's like, bro, the stories that are coming out about him in terms of his time in Jackson, I'm like, I get he was the name, but we saying that was more qualified than this guy? Or let me hear the Joe Judge. I want to hear how he interviewed. If he's having guys run and do all these crazy things, I'm like, bro, what how does this work? I just, So I'm hoping that this is one of those things that will at least get that ball rolling. And like I said, if these guys fail, who cares? I'm not saying that they're going to be great because we know how hard it is to coach in the NFL. We know how hard it is to play in the NFL. But it's a difference when they're not getting opportunity. And I think that's the big reason why these type of things are happening right now.
Yeah. Hopefully step in the right direction.
Hopefully so, man. Hopefully so. All right, do we have any supers that popped in? Because I did not check before I was about to switch to this next
Cliff
topic.
the Dark Knight. I don't know if
Let me see.
that's anywhere where you're at.
Oh no, we're good. Yeah, that was only when it came in, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get Cliff real quick.
Coach Tomlin's last 2 Super Bowl appearances, the defense was ranked number 1 in points allowed. He's going to try to replicate that this season. I agree with him. Looks like he's trying to build up the best defense in the league. At least
No, he
top
definitely
5.
is, man.
Especially if he's actually going for Honey Badger, dude.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about it might not be the best fit, but at
we
the same
still-
time,
they're still gonna
getting
be good players. Heck yeah, still gonna ball
getting
out.
those 2 dudes as your safeties,
Yeah.
combined with all the other guys that we already have on defense, that could be lethal. And
No,
who
no
knows who we're
question,
going to
man.
draft?
No question. Like I said, there's still ways that you can go about protecting Minka and Honey Badger from having to do some of the gory stuff of being in the box a lot more because, like I said, that's just not what they specialize in. They can still do it. That's just not what their forte is. Their forte is on those passing downs when they're able to be, floating around, freelancing, reading quarterbacks' eyes, jumping routes, just using their ball skills and their smarts. So, yes, you can still make it work, but there is a difference. Those 2 players are very similar. It'd be like having 2 Ed Reeds. It's like, man, Ed Reed's dope.
It's kind of dope.
But
kind of good.
But it's like Ed Reed don't do this part. He's not more of a box safety. He's a middle of the field guy. You start telling Ed Reed playing the box is different. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. It's like I feel like they're very similar in that sense, but you still make it work. Or you go and do a little bit more package-based stuff. Whereas, hey, on your base downs, you bring in another guy to come in there and be the down, the down safety that's going to play a lot more of that run support stuff. You can do that. It's nothing against it. It just tips your hand a little bit, but you can still get away with that. And that's the thing. But it depends on how they want to go about doing it and what they want to pay him. And if Honey Badger's even open to that also. Or Minka, because remember with Minka in Miami, he didn't like all the moving around stuff. But
he's been doing a little more lately.
He has been. But it will be a difference if you have both of those guys out there together because they both, in a sense, are the same player. That's all. You can make it work, though, man.
0 chance we'd re-sign Edmonds, too.
You said 0 chance?
If we sign Matthew.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
0?
Yeah. Because Edmonds wants to be a starter. He's been starting 4 years in the league, right? Yeah. Why would he go and not be a starter?
You think we would look to draft a guy then maybe if we brought in Matthew, 2nd or 3rd round?
I think you would have to just because you want to get younger. You would need to have somebody behind him.
Or even just a guy that isn't the same role as those 2.
I personally think I would.
More of a thumper.
Yeah.
Man. We'll see, dude. We'll see.
Make it work. Because think about this, right?
Matthew.
I mean, we know this past year Minka definitely improved his tackling, but think about the year prior to that and how bad it was at times. Well, one of those guys, whether it's him or Honey Badger, is going to have to be in that box doing a lot more of that type of tackling than what we saw last year. That's all. I don't necessarily think that either one of them trying to do that, man.
From Edmonds, though, they think he's a dude that misses tackles
everywhere.
Right. I think he's solid.
Yeah, you watch the tape, and I'm like, bro, I don't agree with anything y'all say. I ain't saying that he's this great player, but not every team. You're not going to have 11 Minka Fitzpatrick caliber players out there. That's just not that's not how the NFL works. But you need a Batman and a Robin.
Yeah, like
I
Ryan
think
Clark.
Edmonds is the perfect Robin. That's
Ryan
all.
Clark made 1 Pro Bowl in his whole career. was solid for us, though.
Yeah.
As the running mate with Troy Polamalu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't need two all-time safeties back there. You need a solid guy. You need an awesome guy.
That's it, man. So, we'll see, though. We will see, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm good with us bringing back Edmonds. If Matthews legit, I'm hoping for it.
No, we'll see, though, man. We'll definitely see. Because, like I said, Matthews definitely be a lot more fun to talk about. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Yeah, he would definitely be a lot more fun to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, we'll get to this next topic. But once again, man, just want to give everybody a reminder that we got that promo code for any of the podcast merchandise. Use the promo code Moats. You get your 15% off, and that runs all the way through this weekend. I think it is to Sunday. That's what we said, the 3rd of February. All right. So, like I said, any of the merchandise, the hats, the shirts, the phone the phone cases, coffee mugs, all that good stuff. Use the promo code Moats. Okay. Merchandise is available at the bottom of the show, the little pictures, and in the description boxes. All righty then. So now, we had kind of hinted to this a little bit earlier. We were talking about the pro day stuff. I think it was Let's Go UW might have brought something up about the pro day, and maybe it was one other person. But
oh yeah,
we've seen a lot, of Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin being represented at specific quarterback pro days. Talking about he's at UNC, your boy Sam Howell. He was at Ole Miss, or they were at Ole Miss. Your boy Matt Corral. They even pulled up the pit, check on your boy Kenny Pickett. Definitely were at Liberty. Full fashion for Malik Willis, a.k.a. Young Vic.
And Russell Wilson.
And Russ. You're right. Let me think, where else were they at? If I remember correctly, I was obviously Clemson, but it comes to now the quarterback. It was another place to at with another quarterback. I'm trying. Oh, my goodness.
I'm scrolling through this. Did you say Cincy?
Yeah, I said Cincy. Yeah, because Desmond Ridder.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So it was the 5 then. Yeah,
Kenny.
So I got the 5 then. Okay.
You got them all?
But yeah, man. So seeing, how well represented, not the Steelers, but specifically Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin, their presence at these pro days, along with hearing Kevin Colbert say that no matter what we've done in free agency thus far, that will not deter us from drafting players at these same positions. It got me thinking. Could we really go quarterback at 20 still?
Yeah.
You getting that vibe? Because I've been getting that vibe. I'm hearing them talk. I'm seeing their actions. And I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm saying, oh. And I'm looking at the money. Because remember, I follow the money. I saw Trubisky's contract. And that's why I said I still think it's open deal with him and Mason in a sense.
Yeah,
because I was like,
putting Mason on Rich Eisen.
I was like, yeah, the money is. And what did Mason say? I like the new Mason. Mason said, I think I could beat him out. I like this energy, Mason. I like it. You haven't went full on talk crazy just yet. And that's cool. But I like the energy. He's being more vocal. He's getting his face out there. He's letting them know, I'm not going to go quietly into that dark night. No.
I got to think that's the Steelers putting him out there, too.
So you think so? I thought it was more so just him individually.
You think?
Yeah, because obviously we know he's going to be a hot topic, right? It could be the Steelers, but we know he's going to be a hot topic just because of right now, he was supposed to be the predecessor. But you bring in Mitch, and Mitch, even though Mitch is a qualified quarterback, Mitch isn't above competition. Mitch's money isn't like Jameis Winston money. It definitely isn't like Deshaun Watson's money. Mm-hmm. That money that he got, it reminds me of when Matt Flynn went to Seattle with Tavares Jackson. Yeah. And then they still brought in Russ. Mm-hmm. That's when I see this, I look at that same situation and say, man, how is that any different than what we got right here? And now I'm just like, man, I do feel like, that this, if it is Mason, it's like, yo, man, I got opportunity to hear me. Let me talk a little bit. Let me talk. Whereas I think with Mitch, his Steeler stuff, I think obviously because that's the team pumping that. We haven't seen a lot of Mason with the team this offseason. It's been Mason, like you said, with Rich. It's been Mason with everybody else. Yeah. So that's why for me, I'm just like, I don't think that it's the team putting him out there on these national things. I think that's him, his agent probably, because the more he's out there, not only does that help him in Pittsburgh, but it also could help him potentially somewhere else. If they're seeing this guy come up and talk, being confident, in the way that we talk ourselves into Mitch, how easily could another team talk themselves into Mason in the exact same way? Oh, man, maybe he comes over here, get an opportunity to be different. Oh, get him with this team. Oh, get him with that coordinator. Oh, it'll be different. I could just see a team doing that exact same thing because that's what we're doing with Mitch. And we said if Mitch went to any other team than Pittsburgh, we wouldn't be talking about him like that. We wouldn't view him in this manner. But that's just the reality of him being here now. So I do think that part of that is, in Mason's game plan of, if it's not here, if I keep doing this, I'm out here in the public, might get on somewhere else. But
there is one team I do think we'd be we wouldn't be talking about him to high levels, but we would think, he could actually maybe turn his career around.
You would say New
Colts.
England?
Oh,
you went Colts.
Like if he went to the Colts, I think we
that.
could talk ourselves into, wow, Mitch might have a resurgence there.
Yeah, I can see that. Because we said, I mean, the Colts, they do have the best setup. That's why even Matt Ryan going there, I'm like,
or if he went to the Browns even, before Watson.
True. Because they would still have a lot more money to do a lot more to build it up around him. But yeah, the Colts would have been great. I mean, like I said, I already know New England has they going
or Dolphins.
Yeah,
Dolphins.
But the Dolphins
now with their new squad.
But they're doubling down on Tua. They said they're not gonna go away from Tua. That's what they said, man. But it was like one of them things like, oh man, yeah, if Mitch was up there with Belichick, I could see that working out. No different than how we saw with Mac Jones being up there and how that worked out with him. It's like, all right, I can see those type of things working. But
I think that's why some people, a lot of national media, I know Coward's been really high on us this offseason. I think that's why they're giving Mitch to Pittsburgh like a thumbs up just because of our organization.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't know Canada as much as we do. But as I'm saying, dude, we'll give him a year. We'll give him a year.
Well, no, because it was also funny, too, when I saw the people was like, oh, you don't know what Mitch had to deal with in Chicago. He had Matt Nagy. I was like, Matt Nagy? So you know his coach going to be here? His offensive coordinator? So, all right.
He had multiple years with Nagy, though.
It's like, okay.
So we'll see with Canada. He's got a year here. He's got a year to impress us.
Okay. I mean, if you had to choose, would you take Nagy over Canada? How you feel about either one of those guys? Are they kind of in the same boat to you?
I'd go Canada. A little more unknown because I feel like Nagy sabotaged two guys.
So you like
Trubisky
the unknown.
and Fields.
Oh, no. Fields was doing his thing. It was more so Fields just overcoming it. But as a whole, I mean, can we say the same thing about with Ben last year, right? It's the same concept.
He sabotaged. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was egregious.
I just think that both of them are kind of in the same boat. Just one's a head coach, one's an OC.
The thing with Canada is like, now he gets his guy. Now he gets to run the offense his way. That's the one silver lining that you could have for him going into this season.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I'm not happy about it because what it took to get to that point is him sabotaging the GOAT's final season. And it's terrible. It's egregious.
And I ain't gonna lie, I don't share all this optimism that y'all be having, man. Now, I say y'all because it's you, and I know, like, obviously in the chat, man, a lot of people do feel a lot more optimistic about Canada. I don't know, man. I just believe my eyes tell me. I don't try to talk myself out of what I see, man.
The system should have been a lot better last year.
I think it should have been.
I mean, we talked about it throughout the season.
I definitely think it should have been, but that was another part of the question around Matt Canada when he was promoted. It was like, we've seen his system work, but only collegially and not. It wasn't consistently working everywhere he went. But we also said, man, it really went lateral with his game plan. They don't really stretch the field. It's not as consistent as you would want in terms of how you could attack. And when you talk about taking that type of offense, putting it at the NFL level, on paper, it could be exciting. But also as a defensive guy, we could say, well, this is why I could struggle because lateral doesn't beat us. Everybody's fast in the NFL. So you're not going to outrun guys to the sidelines. You're not going to outrun guys to the perimeter. Coach Tomlin, that's one of the main things he harps on as a defender. You don't get beat to the perimeter, especially on certain types of downs, situational football. And if his offense is predictable like it was at times last year, well, how do we expect him to improve that? How do we expect the team to be productive on offense? And that was some of the things we ran into and why we would say, well, hey, when Ben gets to go hurry up and you kind of get away from, the cookie cutter calls and stuff like that, the offense at times will look a lot more explosive, will look a lot just more productive. But now I'm like, we don't have that Ben back there to just take over. How confident are either one of us right now in any of these quarterbacks on our roster just taking over and saying, hey man, we're going no huddle, I'm calling it at the line of scrimmage. I don't have that confidence in these guys right now. I think they can earn it, but I don't have it right now in them.
I don't either.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about pro day though.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, man, I do think that we could take a quarterback, though. Because that's the biggest reason we talked about it, right?
I'm a little bummed.
Yeah. See, a little bummed.
If it's Willis, I'm mixed emotions.
Your boy Kenny, man?
Dude,
they killed Kenny.
I just want to draft dudes that are going to play this year. That's what I want. Because Kenny versus Trubisky, right now, I don't know who could be better next year out of those two. Kenny long term. If I had to bet money, maybe I go Kenny long term. But for next year, Trubisky could have a really nice season.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett could have a really nice season. We don't know one way or another. They're about at like the same point right now.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, Trubisky at least showed he could be a quality starter in the NFL.
Do you think either one of these guys have franchise quarterback ceiling?
Any of the rookies?
No, between Mitch and Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
Between those two? Yeah, I do think they have that ceiling. What percent? I don't know. what percent does that happen? Is it 10%? I think they at least have that ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah. Like who's
but
more
I guess what I'm trying to figure out
likely
what makes it
to
a
reach that? I
chance
don't know.
if it's a 10% chance. Whereas if I asked you, hey, do you think Baker could be a franchise
he's
quarterback? But you see how you were just like, no, he's done.
Yeah.
Even though track record, I think that he's the better quarterback of all those guys we just mentioned. If we're talking about today, I don't think it's a debate. I think that he's better than all those guys.
I think he's just physically limited too. That's what hurts him.
Okay.
Like if you want to compare,
His hand's bigger than Kenny's though. So does
I
that mean
think it is,
does that
right?
mean Kenny's is physically limited? This is
Nah, Vic had 8.5 hands. He
No.
did fine.
No. But Vic was Vic.
Well, and Pickett's grew too. It grew an eighth of an inch. You see that? He used handstands. You know about handstands?
Were you stretching them out? I
he
heard
used
you was over
handstands.
there giving them hand to hand, huh?
It's handstands.
It wasn't you. You said, "Hey, you're my new 7," and you was like rubbing his fingers and getting them all stretched out the way they need to be stretched out, man.
Hold on, I got to show you handstands. Did you ever see the product? This is what he was using.
Oh,
It's the first male enhancement supplement for your hands.
oh,
And that's how it grew from
Oh.
8.5 to
oh.
8 5/8.
So he's a grower, not a shower, is what you're telling me. Okay, all right, I like it.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
The scratch discs. The scratch discs are full. No, I got it up. Ready? Here it is.
Oh, this is like a legit thing. The original male enhancement increased. Yo, you got to stop this, bro. Is this for real?
Increase small hand size.
No way, this is
Win
for real,
every
man.
handshake.
This
over
is
a
not
billion
real.
tablets sold.
I can't stand you. This is not real. I don't want to believe this. I'm not going to believe
That's
this.
how his hand grew.
Stop it, man.
Yeah.
Stop it. Did you apply? I feel like you was applying
I
it to
did
that,
not.
man. You was applying it. It's 10 to 11 care.
No, they sponsored a Big Deke News show.
You sure? I thought you put him on the massage table and was like, let me get your hand. And you looked him in his eyes.
No, it wasn't anything like that.
You sure?
No. He found it on the underground market.
Oh, no, the black market. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to make his piss hot, is it? I don't want him to get, performance enhancement. I don't want him to get, kicked out of the league for a little while.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There is
Yeah,
no
you
disclosure
gotta
or
check for that,
disclaimer
man.
that it will pass the NFL test. So I'm worried about. Oh, when did they take the test? Did they already take it?
Oh, my God. I don't even know. I don't know.
They probably took him before the combine, so he's probably cleared from now to the draft.
So you put it on from a topical standpoint? Or is he
No, they're pills.
It's oral. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how you wanted to apply to it, man. It's cool, bro.
Yeah, there's 30 tablets or whatever the hell. I think it said 30 tablets. But,
Can't stand you.
yeah, handstands did it for Kenny.
Lord have mercy. All right.
I'm telling you.
It is.
Yeah.
Where do you come up with this, Deke? Where do you
I
come
don't
up with
know.
this stuff, man? I leave and
I
you
think
just
it
come.
was
You got a whole graph. I wish y'all could have seen this graphic, man. You got a whole thing, man. Like, yo, where do you come up with this, bro? How does this happen?
I think it was the day of that his hand measured 1/8
Like, you know
bigger.
what? Hey, he grew a little bit, guys.
And I figured that's what it was.
Yeah.
His handstands.
For sure. I did you maybe you use that so you got the 13, right? I mean, I know how everything is growing, right? I get it. It's all good. You want to put your hand up? Let people see your.
No, I haven't used handstands. I tried getting Vic to do it on Madden though, because he's at 8.5. I was trying to get him to use the supplements before our playoff run.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. We got housed, so he needs to take more.
When we call him up, we get him square.
Yeah, actually,
Like,
that'd be great.
Vic, my man Deke. You know Deke. He
Handstands.
said he wants to rub your hands. Okay. It's
No,
gonna help him
it's
out in
just
that.
supplements. We don't gotta go that
It's
far.
cool. Or, he wants to put a pill in your mouth. Okay. He wants to pop this bean and you just say and he want to drop it in your, or you want Cosby in it. I don't know. I mean, stop. That ain't cool joke. I'm sorry, guys. If I might have offended anybody, don't be too hard on me. I'm in recovery. Okay. I'm getting back to being home. I'm learning. Okay. I just ain't know how he was gonna do it. But shout out to
I'll just ship him out to him.
Yeah.
He can take him himself.
Oh my God. All right. What do we have next? I don't even know.
We're talking pro days though. Are we
We were.
drafting a guy? I did want to talk
Yeah.
about Willis a little
No,
bit
let's do it.
because
Absolutely no. Yeah, we're good.
Tomlin was really eyeing him up after that big throw.
No, he
Kevin
was,
Colbert was on the
yeah.
phone smiling. There might be something to that.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. And I know how Coach T feel about, anybody from the 7-5. And if he feels like Malik
Oh, is he from
no,
Virginia?
he's not. But if Malik reminds him of Vic, where's
Ah.
Vic from? The crib. So I could see him being like, you know what, man? I always wanted a guy like you. I always wanted a Mike Vic, a younger Vic, because he had old Vic. He was like, I might have wanted a young Vic. So I could see
And
him.
Russell Wilson.
And Russell. I forgot. You got to throw the
I'm
Russell
telling
Wilson in.
you, Russell, because the body types are similar.
Mhm.
Malik Willis has the thicker body
Yeah.
type. He could probably take hits better than Vic did. I would assume at least. And him and Russell got like the same character, right? Christian men.
Fair enough.
That's why. And then he's got the cannon. He's got the cannon like Vic. He's got the speed like
They
Vic.
got
He doesn't
the
have
same
the. He doesn't have the
character,
agility
Christian
like Vic though. He doesn't have the jukes and stuff.
No, I mean, I get it, bro. I like it. I guess I don't hate it. I just think that it would be a little. I would feel like we could have allocated our resources better than bringing in Mitch if we take Malik at 20. That's my only thing. Because to me, I don't see this drastic upgrade between Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph. And if the money is what it is, it's like, what's the purpose of doing that if you were going to take a Malik anyways? You could still do that exact model of we're going to let him sit or however, if you want to throw him out there right away. But either way, it's like, man, you already had this type of quarterback in-house for a similar contract. That money could have went somewhere else, or maybe to upgrade it even more, get a more high-end player, because you'd have that money that you were spending on Mitch. That's my only, reason why I would have a little bit of just grievance with them taking Malik. It's nothing against Malik. It'd be more so because you brought in Mitch this offseason. Yep, that's all.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But
it would be disappointing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'd be pumped because if they're taking Malik Willis, they think he could maybe reach that Vic, Russell Wilson type potential.
But my other concern is because of how everything has been going with these quarterbacks and because of the movement that we've seen around the league with franchise quarterbacks being traded to certain places now, is Malik realistically even there at 20?
Oh, I don't think he is. I think he's going in the top 10.
I do too, and that's my other issue because it's
Seahawks, Falcons maybe.
So are you willing to trade up to go get a guy like that? Because when we talked about that prior to Mitch, we said we did not want to trade up for any of those quarterbacks. We said we would trade up for...
Unless it was like 15 or something,
right.
17.
Right, but we're talking about trading into the top 10. We said we didn't want to do that for Malik or Kenny. We didn't think either one of those guys were worth that. But right now, it's looking like that might be more of a realistic, might have to be a need in terms of for us to acquire one of these guys, we might need to trade up to the top 10 to do that. And I don't think that either one of those guys are worth that right now.
Devin Bush's trade. It was, I think it was a second-round pick for that draft, and then the third-round pick next year.
Yeah.
With their first-round draft swaps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do that?
I said for me, I don't.
For Malik Willis, a dude that probably isn't starting year one.
Yeah, and on top of that, you already spent the money on Mitch Trubisky as well. Like I personally wouldn't, but that's just kind of how I feel. Well, how would you feel though? Would you?
Yeah, I'd be bummed. It'd be the disappointment of holy hell. Why couldn't we draft Devin Lloyd? Why couldn't we have drafted Jamison Williams? Why couldn't we drafted Jordan Davis? These guys are probably going to have immediate impact.
Yeah, and you can still probably get those guys around 20 as well.
Yeah, and you don't have to trade the draft capital. Whereas with drafting Malik Willis, it's like, damn, dude, and he's just going to sit.
Yeah.
If we're going to draft him, I want him to start.
Right. But we already know that you start him, it's like
Mitch Trubisky, and we have contract allocated to him now, so it's kind of like a mess.
Well, and we also said that with Malik and Kenny, we said Kenny is the one who's ready to play now.
Right.
But we think his ceiling is lower. We said Malik is more of a project, but his ceiling is higher. So solely because we'd be trading up to get him, now you force a guy that is probably needing to sit and develop. You're forcing him out there, which is then going to make us feel what? A difference of opinion on him if he struggles with some of the things that we know he has to work out. So now, a year from now, you're sitting here and we're having a conversation like the Dolphins are with Tua in a sense of, do we really believe in this guy or not? Should we, move this guy? Should we draft another guy? Should we sign a guy in free agency? Like, what do we need to do? And to me, I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I don't think it makes the most sense business-wise. But, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. The one guy I'm good with taking is Willis, just because of that upside.
Yeah.
But I'd still be bummed. I don't really want to draft a quarterback. I think I've had that sentiment ever since we picked up Mr. Trubisky. Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit of like, all right, what direction do you want to go? Are you going to sign Jameis? If you sign Jameis, I don't want to draft a rookie.
Yeah.
But if you just stick with Mason and Haskins, build up the whole team, then I'm good with it.
I was good with 30 and 10 Mason, man. That's how I was rolling with, baby. 30 and 10. I just don't know if Mitch Trubisky's going to beat out 30 and 10 Mason, though, bro. Like
total tutties, though. I told you.
30 and 10, bro. 30 and 10 Mason, nice,
I think
bro.
Mitch could do 33 total touchdowns.
Nah, but, bro, this
I think that's what I said last podcast,
listen,
right?
30 and 10 Mason, bro. 30 and 10 Mason.
If he does that, I mean,
that's elite, bro.
We're giving him a second contract,
I like
probably.
it, man. I like it. What about your boy in Cleveland?
Who, Watson or Baker? You hearing all the Baker stuff now?
I'm just saying, like, if Baker gets got, Not trade wise, but if they go ahead and give him his walking papers.
The only way it makes sense is if it's a cheap ass contract. That's
right.
it.
I would agree with that, but
That's
I think
it.
that becomes in play if he's released.
Yeah.
If you trade from, you're stuck. But if he's released, you do get that cheap contract because now you control his narrative. You control that market. Are you interested in that?
Yeah, if it's cheap, that's it. I mean, now we have open competition between Baker, Trubisky. I mean, our offseason is electric all of a sudden. I mean,
it definitely
holy
is.
hell, the quarterback competition, Baker, Trubisky, Mason, Haskins. Who wins that out?
All first rounders and one with a first round grade. 2 top 2 picks. Yeah, 1 top 15 pick.
I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing. It's electric, but there is the saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks or more than 2 quarterbacks,
Hey.
you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, man.
But yeah, he could beat out Trubisky or just make it a competition. Whatever. I mean, as long as the contract's cheap, and just imagine, like, I'm not for signing. I'm not really for it because as of right now, I'd rather just have Trubisky. But if the contract could be at Trubisky's level or cheaper, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world to have him in his competition.
Yeah.
But if he somehow came in, won the job, imagine those Steelers-Browns games next year.
Oh, it'd be insane, bro. Oh my god.
I mean, those would be out of control.
But think about also all the people that bash Baker too, because we know Steeler Nation, like, even if we know Baker has done good things in Cleveland, we don't give him credit because he plays in Cleveland. But then we'd have to like change our whole tune on him because he's here. And it'd be fun. It's kind of like how Browns fans are right now with Deshaun Watson. It's like, I saw what you say about 7. We know what you say about 7. Now what you gonna say about Watson? You know what I'm saying? Both innocent until proven guilty. I get that, but yeah. You know, it's a little different now in terms of their tone over there. So, yeah, I can see that, man. It would be pretty funny, though, man. It would be.
It would be absolutely
It would
crazy.
be funny, man.
I mean, you'd have to schedule those games probably like past week 8, just in case of the suspension.
Yeah,
like, you'd
absolutely.
have to have
You'd have to.
Watson and Baker
You'd have
going
to,
up
bro.
against
You
each
have
other.
to.
2 games.
Yeah, have to. And no Thursday night. I need prime time. Monday night, Sunday nights.
my
Like,
God.
yeah.
Those
That'd
would
be
be
nuts,
out of
bro.
control.
That'd
Yeah,
be nuts.
because if we sign Baker, he wins it. You know, we're all talking ourselves into him.
Yeah.
We're putting on our war masks and stuff, and like this is. I mean, that would be crazy. Those would be crazy. Those games would be absolutely insane.
That would be funny, man. I just, like I said, man, I would like it for those reasons right there. Just to see the storylines of how Steeler Nation would change their tune on Baker. Like, yo, man, I tell you, Baker was nice. You saw what he did in the postseason. He changed that Browns franchise. That Browns franchise before he got there was horrible. He done took him to the playoffs, had him talking about Super Bowl aspirations and all this other stuff. Yeah, one on the road in the playoffs, too, now that I think about it. Yeah.
Where's he thinking? I mean, he probably wants to go to the Steelers.
They said he wanted to go Colts, I thought, initially, until obviously the Colts deal with Matt Ryan.
He probably does actually want to go to the Steelers.
Yeah, I thought Atlanta for a little while, but they picked up Mariota. So then it was like, all right.
Texans would have made sense for just a clean swap, but they probably didn't want to take on Baker's contract. But he could probably start there.
I think he would. Yeah.
I don't know how much they believe in Davis Mills, though. It feels like they're going to pass up on all the quarterbacks in this draft,
nuts,
and they're going to give him the keys.
It's nuts. But Baker's interesting in terms of where you would put him at. Like I said, and it would have to be a release, though, bro, because you're not taking on his contract. You're not doing that.
Like, who's he competing with?
Right now, in terms of...
No, what I mean is, what place is he going to? Because I'm sure he wants to go and kind of start or, like, have a legit competition. I think the only spot... I mean, Pittsburgh would be one. Seattle, he'd be in a competition, depending... Well, even if they draft someone, he'd probably be in a competition.
I think Atlanta, he'd be in a... I think he could beat out
Atlanta
Mariota.
with Mariota. So you got to even think, like, even if he's
Carolina,
better than Zach Wilson, they're going to stick with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but Carolina's an option.
Yeah, Carolina, if they don't draft the guy.
Let me think where else. Detroit, if he went there.
Yeah. All right, so there's about 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah, you got some options. I'm trying to think.
He probably wants that revenge, though. Like, I guarantee he actually wants to come to Pittsburgh so he could play Cleveland. I guarantee you.
I could see it. I could definitely see it, and I would be all for it. I'll be all for it just for that. You know, Baker, how he gonna play, man? He gonna do his thing. He gonna get out there and be talking greasy. He gonna see all them commercials coming up. Instead of it being in Cleveland, he can be like, I got a new home now. I moved. Black and gold.
There was someone on Twitch, I think. This idea was amazing. It was either Twitch or one of my comments. They said new progressive commercial was Big Ben, like, awkwardly handing the keys to, like, Baker.
Like, yo, you sold the house? Yeah. You know, it's me now. Moved across the pond, across the lake, man. It's my new spot,
like,
you know.
What the hell? What are you doing here?
Yeah. You didn't know you sold the house. You put it up for sale. I bought it. I love the place. Thanks. I can see it, bro. It could work, man.
I'm going to wait until something actually happens before I talk myself into Baker Mayfield. Because as of right now, no, I'm taking Metch over.
I'm trying to think, where else could he go? What about New York? Well, no, because they brought Tyrod in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be
Too
too much in there, and it'd probably be a flashback for him as well.
What about the Patriots? There were rumors that he wanted Baker. Like he was willing to trade up to get Baker.
Because I really think his personality would clash in New England.
I don't know.
New England does not.
But I think there were some
like
rumors that Belichick
liked
Baker coming out.
I'm surprised. I didn't think that would work for them. I think that because he's out there. He's not going to follow in line and just be quiet like Mac Jones. Like nah, he's more like Tampa Brady. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
He got something to say. Yeah. Dang, Pittsburgh does sound good for him.
It's probably like 4 or 5 teams because he could go to spot like the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks, I think they could still be competitive. I don't know how much they want him, though.
See, I don't think he would want to go out there to Seattle because the one thing that Russ hated in Seattle was they didn't improve the O-line. And Russ had way more mobility. Russ was way better under pressure. Baker, that's not where he's going to excel at. So going there, I think that's a step backwards for his Cleveland situation. That's all. Like,
I don't know how many options he's got, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think you just got to go somewhere where someone wants you.
Yeah, true. Very true, man.
That's willing to give you a chance at competition and whatnot. That's my thinking.
We will see that.
Any more on the Pro Day QBs?
No, that's all I had, man. I think we had a couple of supers that also came in, though, after that.
All right, let me check to see what I got. Oh, man. I got to... man, my thing's freezing up a little bit here.
All right. You use your handstands and loosen that thing up for him, man. Get some blood flow. You know what I mean?
Handstands.
Hey, man. That's all you need, man. Just apply it orally. God, dog.
All right, I have one super chat. Jalen Johnson.
Oh, you're at the bottom. All right, I'll get these real quick then. All right, here then. We should start with Sean McCartney. Yeah, Sean McCartney says, the standard is the standard, but I don't want Edmonds to be a part of that standard. Keanu Neal and Jabril Prepper should get looked at. I mean, I think we talked about Jabril.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely talked about him.
Could you see us signing him maybe on a cheap contract, even with bringing in Matthew? Could we, double up that way? Or is it just too much?
I just don't think that Jabril's going to want to play a role where he's not the starter out there. And the same with Keanu. So that's why it's like if you go with Matthew, I don't think you can get either of those guys or even Edmonds included because those are all guys that have been starters in this league and they view themselves as starters and they're trying to get that next big contract. And they're not going to get that signing on somewhere where they just signed, a top-notch safety. And they already got an all-pro there as well. That's my only reason why I don't think it works out like that.
Yeah, we're looking for the perfect utility guy. And you're right. It probably wouldn't be a good fit.
Yeah. But if it was just Jabril or just Keanu instead of Edmonds or instead of Matthew, how do you feel about those guys?
All right, give those to me again. Neal?
Yeah, Keanu Neal or Jabril Preppers. Solely those, just one of those two guys.
So Edmonds isn't in it?
No Edmonds, no Matthews.
Wow.
Right.
I'd probably... Oh, man. I feel like Peppers could fit.
But don't worry about it. They said Peppers just signed with the Patriots.
Did he?
That's what I'm saying in the chat. Like I said, I haven't looked at
Okay.
it. But
never mind
yeah,
then.
if you sign with them, then don't worry about it, man.
So I guess it's Neal.
Yeah. So I guess it's Neal then. I think I love Neal.
I guess I'll go with Neal. Yeah, I think Peppers could fit with Minka. But, well, too late now.
Too late now, man.
So between Neal and Edmonds... I'd go Edmonds for sure. It's Matthew or Edmonds for me.
That's kind of how I feel.
That's I think how it's always been. Yeah. I think.
That's how I look at it.
How's Edmonds gonna take it? It's obvious we're flirting with Matthew too.
Yeah, we definitely flirting, but Edmonds knew what he got himself into when he decided to tap the market. As I've told you before, the Steelers, this is how they operate. You'll get that opportunity. You're first on the list before free agency opens. Once it opens, hey, we not holding no money. Whatever happens, happens. That's what we were a little skeptical about Akello. Remember, it was like, yo, why is he signed yet? We see Levi Wallace is like, hold on now, wait a minute. I just look at this the same way.
And then even after it was announced through NFL reporters, it was like, the Steelers haven't posted anything yet. What's going on?
So I think of this in a similar way. I'm like, I don't feel bad for Edmonds right now because when you stepped out there, you were taking a chance. You were betting on yourself. Now, are you getting offers? Maybe. But are they offers that you want? That could be the difference.
Or the role that you want. Who knows?
Like, it's a lot of unknown when you go out there. And that's the only reason. Like, when you tap into that free agency, it could be good, but it could also be not good. Okay?
So he'd be more happy if we came back to him then.
Probably. If the money's right. Or he takes a 1 year and says, all right, I'm going to do the juju and just try to prove myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one was Farron Bradford. He says, if Malik is there, we could, in terms of draft him, but he feels like Desmond Ridder seems more realistic. 3rd, 4th round guy. I think we go cornerback to be honest. I like Booth 1st round to be our slot cornerback and develop.
There's no way Desmond Ritter's going in the 3rd round.
I was going to say I don't see him in 3rd or 4th, bro.
I thought he was sneaking up into the 1st, maybe.
I could see
Depends
him
on how the run of the
realistic.
quarterbacks go. If the quarterbacks go early, then he might sneak into the end of the 1st.
Yeah.
But if Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, they drop all the way down to us.
Right, that's different then. Yeah.
Then Ritter's probably going 2nd.
Yeah, but I don't see him getting out of the 2nd round, honestly, man. Not Desmond, especially the way he's been performing on the combine, pro day, Senior Bowl circuit. I think that he's helping himself a lot more, and he already had good tape when he was at Cincinnati. We already knew he's a proven winner. We already seen him in big games. Like, he has a lot going for him already, so I just don't think that he's going to be in that 3rd, 4th round. Could be wrong, but I just don't think that's going to happen. All right, let's go UW. Says, so maybe it's just me, but in my opinion, taking a QB in round 1 would be a massive mistake. As much as I'm not a fan of Mitch Trubisky at QB, I think we have more needs to fix. Even with Tuitt, we have no depth behind Tyson, who's most likely retiring.
Yeah.
He brings up a good point.
Yeah,
no, he
yeah.
definitely does, man. And even if Tyson isn't retiring this year, if it's just one more year and then he retires, you're still going to be in that same boat. And
you'd assume his play's maybe going to be declining too, getting up there in age like that. Like, you'd want another guy to rotate in with him.
No, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. And that's, I mean, just the nature of it, right? The reality of playing football. The older you get, those guys start to slow down a lot more. Cam has been the outlier for us, but it's more of the other way where the older they get, their play starts to decrease. And you just want to get younger, man. The younger you are out there, man, the better it's going to be for your team, not just contract-wise, but also in terms of health-wise and having availability. So, bring up a good point, though, man. All right. Farron Bradford says, Kenny ain't a franchise guy.
Ooh.
Oh, he went right at you, Deke. I'm going to trust my eyes. And he could be the next Bridgewater. Teddy Two Gloves? Literally. All right. Let's not forget how pedestrian he was before last season.
I think that's overblown. A little bit.
Oh, man. I'm just
Pedestrian? No, he was a good college quarterback, I thought. The numbers weren't completely there. Yeah. He was banged up at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a really solid college quarterback. Yes, last year definitely exceeded my expectations by a mile. But I don't think he was like a bum or anything.
Okay.
He just took advantage of, I guess that was his 6th year.
Yeah.
Really took advantage of it. Good for him.
Fair enough. You don't feel any concerns that he was just super old compared to the younger guys?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I think of like Brandon Whedon. Remember when he came, he was like 27,
right.
28 years old?
I didn't think he was a 1st-round pick, though.
He was, though.
It was the Browns being the Browns, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he was still successful. Him and was the Blackman, right? It was Justin Blackman down there.
Kenny,
yeah.
No, you can't compare Kenny Pickett to Wheaton.
I'm just saying, bro.
Because Pickett has went the natural college process.
Saying,
he's what, 24 right now?
Oh.
Wheaton was what, 27 or 28?
So they had families and kids and stuff, bro. I'm waiting on Kenny to be like, yeah, man, I got my 3-year wedding anniversary coming up. That's, what I mean?
No.
That's what they were saying, man. Hey.
Yeah, there's a chance he's like a really solid quarterback. Maybe not franchise guy that's going to elevate your team. I could see that. I do think there is a chance that he is someone like Burrow, though. Has that crazy senior season, comes into the league with this moxie and really steps up. Like, if he got drafted by the Colts, I don't think it's happening now. Yeah. I think he could be a really good quarterback. He would have been like a perfect fit for them.
If he goes into a situation like that.
Well, they don't have their 1st-round pick, actually.
Right. Well, Philly does now, yeah. But it was like you got to go to the perfect situation for Kenny. I don't think that he's a guy that you could just draft wherever and he's going to be the force multiplier. I think he needs to have structure. I think he needs not just structure in terms of coaching staff, but he needs playmakers around him also. And it's not a knock.
But that could go a long way for
reality,
your confidence or just career in general.
No, absolutely,
how the trajectory goes.
Absolutely.
Because you could be amazing going to a shitty situation, then your confidence is shot.
Yeah.
Bouncing around. I mean, Josh Rosen, you always bring him up,
example,
right?
Yeah. And he was the 10th overall pick, man. And everybody loved him coming out of UCLA. And so we could just see how that happens and how it can happen quick.
I definitely think he's worth like a 1st-round pick, though.
Yeah. No, he's played himself into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The Brobarian. Shout out to the Brobarian as well. Missed you, man. Says, did the offense that Malik ran in Liberty pick apart defenses or was it just long bombs? To me, I thought it was a little bit of long bombs and him just being an athlete back there, making guys miss extending plays.
Making some tight window throws.
Yeah. But it wasn't a lot of like on schedule, like timing plays because one of the knocks on Malik is he holds the ball too long. And that is, why he's able to highlight some of that athleticism, but it also gets him in trouble in terms of him missing easier throws or just not taking a higher percentage throw because he doesn't see it the way he needs to, or because his footwork isn't proper and it doesn't put him in a position where he can accurately throw the ball like that. But I mean, his off-tempo stuff is what makes him special. That's, the biggest thing with him, and his cannon of an arm. When you are able to be off-tempo, your receivers get a little bit more time to get downfield. It all works together for him. So, like I said, it wasn't he's going to pick you apart surgeon-like, but he still was highly effective running that offense the way that he did. All right. Now we're at Jalen Johnson. This one you were on?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we got 1, 2,
I'm not
3,
the
4.
biggest Mayfield fan, but we can't forget that he walked into Heinz Field and kicked our ass, respectively.
I think that is pretty accurate. I know you're going to say it was, the snap
defense.
and the defense and all this other stuff.
He didn't do that. I mean, it was more the running game. He played fine, though. He played fine.
He came in Hinesville and got the dub in the postseason, in primetime, versus a Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame head coach,
Don't do this.
Hall of Fame GM, Hall of Fame owner. He walked in that thing by himself. He said, I got us. Don't worry about it.
Don't do this.
Didn't have his coach. Didn't have his O-line. Didn't have this play. Didn't have that play. Remember, they had the whole COVID. That was the whole COVID thing, bro.
For them to play like they did without...
Come on, bro.
It was no Stefanski.
No
Weren't they missing some
They were missing the starting right tackle, guard, center, like everything. Yeah. And that's why we thought, we're going to whoop them. Like, it's not even going to be close. And, yeah.
That's why I think it was so much more on our defense just folding. That was
I just like they didn't fold. Baker just led that team. He willed them to victory.
No.
He took the victory by the horns.
He played good. He actually played good.
He said, Pittsburgh, come here. And started just smacking
on
him.
I'll never forget this one. We had a ton of momentum.
We did, huh?
Was it in the third quarter? We were coming back. I think we got it to like 11 or 12 point
when they
game.
were taking the foot off the gas. I remember that, yeah.
He threw a pass.
What happened?
Close to the sideline. Steven Nelson, I think it went right through his hands. That was a pick six. That was the game right there.
Well, we benefit, a lot from DBs dropping interceptions. It helps us. It definitely helped us last year as well. So I don't want to put a lot of stock into that part.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm just talking about the best in the nation. Oh, we forgot that one, huh? That don't count? I just think that's the one to jump off the screen to me the most. Best in the nation. Bow! Right in the face, right? If I remember correct, right in the face?
I was really drunk at that game. I remember a Big Ben game-winning drive.
Right in the face. I'm like, Lord, best in the nation. What you doing, baby? That's all. I'm just, just checking. Man.
That was the only one last year, right?
My memory's a little fuzzy. I'm going to just namaste. And we'll leave it at that.
Is there any more?
Yes. But I digress.
One more. Give me one more then.
It's all good,
Give me one more.
Listen, it's all good. It is all good.
No, give me one more.
I don't want to do these things, okay? I don't like this. I don't like this. It makes me feel bad.
What was the one? Okay? Was it in a critical moment or just
it makes me feel bad. I don't want to do this, okay? Because y'all going to be like, yo, he remembers everything. He doesn't like the team. And I'm like, no we're not doing it. It's already in the chat. Stoogie McClain most secretly doesn't like the Steelers. I'm sure of it. See? That's why I don't want to do this. So I'm going to leave it alone, man.
I just want to go down memory lane. I don't want to judge you like that.
I get accused all the time of being a fake fan. And I already said, I'm not a fan. I'm an alumni. Fan that. But,
I promise that's probably the only pick that should have been that I remember. So that's why I'm actually curious.
I'm not talking about it. Nope. I don't remember anything. I think Ben was the greatest quarterback since sliced bread last season. I think he solidified himself. I thought he should have been MVP regular season and the Super Bowl. Even though he didn't play in the Super Bowl, I thought he should have got it anyways because he was that good last year, okay? I don't remember anything. It is all love, Stooge. I know it's all good.
I'm just trying to think of other picks.
So it's good, man. It's good.
That went through people's hands?
Bro, we're good. Don't do that to yourself. You don't want to do that to yourself. Rely on the happiness.
Okay.
Focus on the good times. Okay? It's like when a person passes away. You don't want to bring up all the negative. You talk about how great they were. All right? We're going to just talk about how awesome everything was. We're not going to talk about anything that was negative. Only the good stuff, okay? Only the good stuff. Jeez.
2 now. Deke looking like Rogan in Pineapple Express.
Wow.
All love, no smoke.
Hey, man.
I did see a movie with him in it a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I see why people call me Seth Rogen. I look very much like him whenever I have my beard out and the glasses. I do.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Pineapple Express is a good movie, too, now I think about it.
You know what? I'd never seen that one.
I like it more now that I've, crossed over. Beforehand I wasn't hip to the situation. You ever watch Pineapple Express with Pineapple Express? Whew, it's a doozy.
I should watch that one. That came out around the same time as Step Brothers. I really like Step. I don't know why I never got around to Pineapple Express.
Yeah, because I looked at that.
Some of my friends watched
it
too. I don't know why I didn't.
All the movies are coming out at the same time, right? All like the stoner type movies, man. It was dope, bro.
AJ Martinez.
Yeah.
Let's go Moats and Wolverine Deke. Oh, now we're getting some Wolverine.
Wolverine action. Okay, all right.
What would I have to do? I'd have to shave the middle.
Yeah, get a little hue right here, the little sides. Yeah.
Wolverine Deke looks badass.
Mm.
The baby's gonna be on the prowl for Deke.
Well, word on the street is they call Deke Daddy now. That's, you know, I know y'all didn't get a chance to hear what happened, but we were doing some stuff before the show started, recording stuff. Now, this is getting real weird. But Deke let everyone know that his new, you know, that's his moniker. You know,
well, with the Manscaped.
That's
stuff.
what they call him. They call him Deke Daddy. I didn't like how we was talking when I was like, oh yeah, you know, we was doing some stuff beforehand, we was recording. I was like, it's not like where this is going right now. It's not like where this is going. But you know, we were taking care of some. It's not sounding good. Okay, we were recording a day on commercial. That's what we was doing. We was recording some action. I don't like how anything is sounding in reference to your name being Deke Daddy. It's not liking it. But
Going
either
back
way,
to what he said,
that's what they call him.
The shorties,
Yes,
the ladies
the
are
shorties.
all over me. Yes,
This is facts.
I could see what he's saying.
This is facts, man.
Travion Sanders says a solid RB2 would be Max Borghi out of WSU. A good change of pace and very versatile.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
I haven't looked at him yet, but I'll check him out. You know, I don't have an issue checking him out now. I'll look into him. Absolutely.
Let's see what else we got. We got a few more. Yeah.
It should be two more that popped up, and after
AJ
that, we'll go to
Martinez.
the final thing.
This is what I figured. He says not babies. He says babes. He meant to say babes instead of. I either figured he meant to say ladies.
Yeah, we weren't thinking of it like adolescence, if that's what you're referring to. We weren't gonna go full adolescence because I know Deke and I can vouch for him in that avenue. Okay, Deke, you ain't doing no weird stuff, right? As long as you okay, I'm just checking. I feel like I know Deke, and Deke has never given me weird guy vibes. I've been around weird guys before. Unintentionally, and he's like, "Oh, you're a weirdo." I didn't. It was like I thought the energy was weird, and it was like, "Oh, you really are weird." But Deke doesn't give me weirdo vibes, so you're good, man. Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't take it that way. You're good, man.
Well, he completely boshed up this comment too. It looks like he's all over the place with his spell check. But yeah,
I see. Yeah,
we figured you meant ladies, and but you meant babes. Okay, cool. The Barbarian now saying that about Willis and Liberty's. What type of I guess he's talking about Willis and Liberty's offense.
Okay.
What type of quarterback do the coaches want in the long term?
Well, the thing is, if you could get the best of both worlds, then that's what you want. That's what makes Russell Wilson so good, right? We know how he thrives in terms of being off schedule, extending plays, and that's why, you know, a small receiver like a Tyler Lockett is able to thrive at moments because it's a lot of having to plaster against him. But at the same time, we can also see when Russ is just in a rhythm and he's getting that ball out on time and how effective and efficiently he can be in that avenue as well. When you get that combo, that's what makes those guys elite. But that's why it's a small amount of the guys that can do that, because just because you're athletic or just because you have a strong arm doesn't mean you're going to be able to do it together. I mean, we talk about how many failed first rounders can we bring up, you know, that had athletic ability or that had a cannon or that look like at times they could do off schedule stuff or look like at times they can thrive on schedule. When you got to pair the two, and at the NFL level, you typically are going to have to be able to rely on both. I mean, Seven was a prime example. Seven did it a different way with his athletic ability, more so being just tougher and extending plays that way, but he still had to be able to thrive on schedule or be able to do it off schedule. But like I said, not a lot of guys can do it at the same time, and that is, you know, a little bit difficult. So if Malik is able to do that, I mean, that's who you want. I mean, I think you put him in there and you're fine, regardless of, you know, what a coach might be looking for in terms of height and things like that. I mean, you want a guy that can thrive under pressure or when everything is going well for him.
One more?
Yep, we got
Jacob
one more, and
Malacia?
after we move to the next thing. Yeah.
He says, I think he's saying, what is going on with all these misspellings?
Bro, I don't know.
here?
I'm looking at the same thing.
I think
like,
he's basically just trying to say, got to have shows every day this week. It's been way too quiet.
Oh, okay.
Am I wrong?
Okay. I'm hoping that's what he's saying. I don't know. You make my head hurt, you know? But I will say this. as a part of my therapy, my therapist told me that I'm supposed to have work boundaries. And if I feel like I'm working too much, then I need to stop. So, Jacob, as much as I appreciate your support, my therapist, along with my wife, think that my new work boundaries are what's best for me and my family. So, that's what I'm going to have to go with. Huh. But you catch us on Friday, though. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I'm about to say,
yeah. I think I'm good.
I think we're good. You know, yeah.
Up to you.
It's up to you. We go. All
right.
You know, I'm down to you now. I ain't want to get you in trouble, Deke. That's all.
Yeah, we'll talk
I don't want to get you in trouble, but you know, we make it work though. You know, I'm always down for the get down. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will make it work though. All right, let's get to this next topic though. I don't even know what is next on the list, bro.
Mock drafts?
No, mock drafts is after this. The signing, the LB, absolutely. I was like, man, who am I?
We got 30 minutes. We should be able to fit each of these in, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll just pick up a little bit.
Okay,
that's what we'll do. But this was sometime over the weekend. The Pittsburgh Steelers signed former Eagles DN/linebacker Genard Avery. Genard, this is his 4th year in the league. He was drafted in the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. In fact, you might have remembered him. The game where the Steelers opened up against the Browns in Cleveland, James Conner's breakout performance, the tie game, he had a sack. He balled out that game, bro. He had a sack on your boy 7, 2 QB hits. I mean, I thought you would have recognized him. You feel me? But in all seriousness, man, Genard, he's been an interesting guy that I've been watching in terms of since he's been picked up. Number one, his rookie year, man, he came out the gate super productive. He was exclusively as a rotational DN in Cleveland. I thought he played with great burst. I like his size. He's a more squattier guy. He kind of reminds me like an Ola Adaney type, but, had a natural ability to rush the passer. Right side, left side, didn't matter. He was a productive player. Like I said, he had, I think it was it 4.5 sacks that first year, about 30, 40 tackles. He was a, like I said, good player, QB hits and everything. And it also was a key contributor on special teams. Then his second year came, and that was when they switched defensive coordinators. They brought in Steve Wilkes, who was formerly with the Cardinals as their head coach the year I was out there. And somehow, some way, he kind of fell out of grace there and literally went from starting games, playing in every game as a rookie, to being inactive, I think, 4 of the first 5 games, not really playing a lot. And then they ended up trading him that offseason to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. Now, we went to Philly. They kind of were playing him all over the place as like a hybrid linebacker. He wasn't exclusively a DN. He would be off ball sometimes because he is very athletic and he plays with a nice burst. Like you watch him. I mean, I think when he came out, he tested at a 4.59 coming out of college, 6 foot 250, explosive athlete. And you see him do that, but I don't think that he is a off ball linebacker. I think to me, that Philly was kind of playing him out of position. But when you look at Philly's DNs that they had during that time, you're talking about Brandon Graham. You're talking about, Derek Barnett, obviously Josh Sweat. And it was another guy that was there as well that I'm drawing a blank on. They were pretty loaded at the DN position. So I could understand them just trying to put him out there wherever they could. But in all seriousness, man, I think that, him coming here, I know some people are saying that could he play inside linebacker? I like him exclusively as that third rush guy. I think that, he can fill that need because watching him going in that 2018 season, looking at a couple of the games there, he's a pass rusher. He has burst. He has toughness. He can rush. He can do games as well in terms of working with the bigger D lineman guys, right? So doing some inside twists and stuff like that. But he plays fast. He plays with his hair on fire. And he's never had to play 90% of the snaps. You're not going to have him out there, start to finish. And we wouldn't need him to be that with Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. But I think that he would give us a lot more juice in terms of being our third rusher than the situation that we had this year once we got rid of Melvin Ingram.
Yeah. I like the move for all the reasons that you stated. Is he going to be the third guy? Could he be the fourth guy with John Simon being around?
Well, that does become interesting. I think. Oh, I'll let you finish.
I was going to say, either way, this isn't going to kill us. I mean, 1 year, it's probably going to be a cheap contract. Mm-hmm. We need some depth at outside linebacker. Yeah. Because right now, it's Tuska and Simon, I think.
Yeah, because Taco's still a free agent right now.
And I'm not opposed to seeing what Simon could do in a more expanded role because he jumped on middle of the season, and now we got Brian Flores coaching the linebackers, familiarity up there in New England. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't hurt to have like a fourth guy, third or fourth guy, have them duke it out for that spot.
Well, and I'll say this. I think that Simon is a better and more consistent run defender, but I think from what I've seen from from Genard, I think that he is a better pass rusher.
Okay.
I think he's a more pure rusher. I think John is a more physical player, and that's why I think he would excel in the run game, especially helping the run defense out, and that's why I liked him when we brought him in. But to me, I think that Genard would definitely give you more athletic ability, more rush moves as a outside guy. And when I watch him, it's like he has a natural feel for it. Certain players, it's like Ola versus Bud Dupree. Bud came here. Bud was a great athlete, but Bud didn't know how to rush the passer. And you could see that with some of his moves and how he would always get ran around the quarterback because he really didn't understand counters and how to develop that. Once he developed it, then we saw him really take off. To me, I thought Ola, when he came in, even though I wasn't here with him, just watching him on tape, he was a more natural pass rusher. He just wasn't as athletic as Bud Dupree. And then obviously, like I said, Bud really had started to grow and take off from there. But you look at Ola in Tennessee right now, and that's one of the reasons why they decided to keep Ola, because Ola can rush the passer. He's just a natural at that. And when I watch Genard, I think that Genard has a lot of similar characteristics. When I watch those guys on tape together, the hand usage, the bend, time and the snap count, like he does all those things. The thing is, like I said, he just didn't get another opportunity outside of that rookie year. And that's why for me, I'm like, if you get him back as solely outside linebacker, I think that you can really tap into some of that potential that he showed his rookie season.
Yeah, not opposed to the move at all.
No.
Something that we need. We can't run it back with Tuska as our number 3.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that.
We could not do it. And now
Yeah.
I don't think we really got to draft the dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you do, you wouldn't have to take him early. I don't think that the Steelers are going to say, hey, man, since we brought this guy in, we're definitely not. If somebody fell to them or somebody that they thought was rated higher was in their 3rd round or something like that, I still think they would go with that player. But I do think that Genard is going to give them a little bit more just ease at that position right now.
Watch, we're just going to take outside linebacker in the 1st round.
You know how we do, man. We're going to draft a linebacker.
I was thinking about it more and
we
more.
take linebackers. This is what we do.
We're thinking receiver.
This is what we do, man.
We're thinking quarterback. No, it's just going to be outside linebacker.
This is what we do. Outside or inside guy. This is what we do. We draft linebackers.
I wouldn't be opposed to the inside guy if it's Devin
We
Lloyd,
draft
for sure.
linebackers. This is what we do. We know this is what we do. Yep.
All right. Well, is that enough with Avery?
Yes.
I don't think anyone's opposed to it at all, especially if the contract's cheap, which we all assume it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's kind of what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, man, so we'll see how that works out with him, though, man. All right, now we are at the mock drafts because we did have, mock drafts that people have been sending in, updated versions since, free agency has kind of changed that dynamic in a sense. But, we're definitely going to, continue this as the draft continues to get closer. And we will also do our mock drafts, we'll see one of these weeks coming up. We'll do another updated mock draft for us. But we had 2 that we want to react to. So the first one is going to be from this cat named Adolphus Tarley. Now, forgive me having to write these letters, these numbers in here like that. When he sent the picture of, his mock draft, he cut off where they were drafted at. I'm like, bruh, come on, man. I need to see this so it can look clean and cool and all that other stuff. But either way,
it's a good Photoshop.
Shout out to the Photoshoppers in the world. You know what I mean? But he started out in the 1st round. He was going with Jamison Williams, receiver out of Alabama. 2nd round, went with the big body LB, Leo Chenal out of Wisconsin. Then in the 3rd round, he tapped into that defensive side of the ball. Got us a corner, Martin Emerson out of Mississippi State. Shout out to Mississippi State in the building. 4th round, he went with a tackle, Zach Tom out of Wake Forest. Then in the 6th round, he went to the safety market, Michigan as well. Go Blue. With Brad Hawkins. 7th round, went interior D lineman DJ Dale out of Alabama. We did that with Isaiah Buggs. So you say, let's go back to the Bama. Well, I like it. And then the 7th round, the final 7th pick that we had, he went with our quarterback guy there, man. Who would have thought? E.J. Perry out of Brown University. Shout out to the Ivy Leagues in the building. And it's funny because, man, I feel like E.J. now is on like all of our
it's just
all
that
these mock
quarter. If you're gonna take a quarterback late,
it's
got to
be E.J. right?
Yeah, if you don't take one early, you were gonna take one late. Just take EJ from Brown.
Absolutely, man. But just me reacting to this, I think love the 1st round pick in terms of Jamison. I tell you, I'm down for that. And I like Leo, especially if you're talking about, you already have Miles Jack here. We said we need somebody that maybe is a different caliber player. Leo is different. Leo is a bigger body. He's a thumper. He's a downhill guy. Think of like a more athletic, bigger Vince Williams type. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of his game in a sense, man. But I don't necessarily love the corner.
Really?
I like taking a corner. I just want more speed. I'm a speed guy. He was a part of the not so fast group, but as a whole, I do think that bringing him in the third round helps. But to me, I just,
All right, so he's got the good size.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's a benefit, but it's a different style of, depending on how you're viewing him.
Right, because with him, that's probably a comparison to like Kobe Bryant.
Right. Where
and you were even saying you were disappointed in his 40 time a lot.
Because
I was kind of amped because I thought he could fall a little bit. Now we can draft him.
I think he will, and it helps. But to me, I just, me, man, when we talk about the perimeter, I want surefire speed because I know what it looks like. And I know how bad it could get. And we saw firsthand with James Pierre and Cam Sutton how even though they are fundamentally sound, how at times they get put in bad positions because they don't have that top end elite speed, and it could cost you. And that's just my only thing, man. But depending on how you want to play them, that's another thing too, right? Because you wouldn't necessarily have to keep them on the outside. You can move them to the inside. It just depends on how you look at them. But that's just kind of like my feeling on them.
And you wouldn't have to play them early on.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, you between Akello, Levi, and Cam, you got options there. But it's not my first choice.
You'd rather maybe try to take a swing because they're saying it's good value for get him in the third round. If you get him in the third,
it would be. But like I said, for me, man, if I'm gonna go corner, I would probably want to go. I just want to go a little bit more higher end,
high upside.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
I like this one because we get Jameson Williams, we get our receiver. Linebacker. Yeah. That's the thing. I don't know how people view this second to third round little linebacker class.
Yeah.
Of dude from Penn State, Chenault, Muma, Alabama dude.
Right.
I don't know how everyone ranks him, but he picked a linebacker. And I was listening to Tom Mache talk about Chenault a little bit.
He's a good player though, bro.
Really high on him. He thinks he's actually underrated as a coverage guy. And you're right, he has that little thumping ability, just an overall really solid linebacker. So I'm really not opposed to that. I feel like I could trust the Steelers when drafting that position if we were to go the Chenault route.
Yeah, the biggest thing, man, in terms of Leo versus your Devin Lloyds, your Christian Harris's, your Chad Mumas, is they just are more rangy. When you watch them, they look like more of what you want in today's NFL from a linebacker perspective. And just size-wise, Leo doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that. Think of it almost like a Zaven Collins, right? Like Zaven last year was like, man, big body's athletic, but do you think he could play in some of these like matchup man-to-man stuff, or is he only going to be a zone type of dropper? Those are some of the conversations you're going to have with Leo just based on that. But it's not, like I say, it wouldn't keep me from drafting him. It wouldn't make me say, oh, I can't take this guy. Like, I still think he could play well, but that's just, one of the reasons why it's a little bit weird when people talk about him.
And then we got some good depth pieces.
Yeah.
Tackle with our fourth pick. Safety. Hopefully we're not relying on him to start. Yeah. Hopefully we're signing Honey Badger Edmonds and just taking him as a depth piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dale, defensive line. Nothing wrong with that.
And they got
another
EJ.
dude in the quarterback
room. They got EJ Perry. That's all we want, man.
I like this one. Yeah. I think we hit on some positions of need.
I definitely like it though. Yeah.
High quality guys. I'm not opposed to this one.
I definitely like that. Shout out to Adolphus, man.
They give him a good grade. They gave him an A-.
Yeah, shout out to Adolphus, man. All right. How would you grade it then? What do you give it?
Ooh. A-. All
right, because I don't care about what they say. What you say?
Probably B+.
Oh, all right. I don't care what they say. What you say?
I liked it.
You know what I'm saying?
But maybe not that much.
Okay.
Maybe not A range.
What's the difference between A- and B+, by the way? At my school, we didn't have all these plus and minuses. It was just
I maybe would have taken a different linebacker. I maybe would have taken a different linebacker. And maybe you're right about the cornerback, too. See who's there.
Okay.
That's all. But so I was going to say, maybe I would take a receiver in the third. I would do the Jordan Davis route in the first. But since we already got the receiver, that's why you don't take him in the third. So I get his reasoning. That's why I got to go at least B+ because it's solid.
No, I can respect it then. Okay.
What do you give him?
See, I don't know, man. Say, man. You great for both of us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think B+ is good.
Nah, I'm a B guy. I'll give him a B. I don't do B+, B-, because I'm like, what's the difference between a B+ and an A-? It's kind of like the same thing, right? That's how I look at it. But I would say B, man. I definitely like the Jameson Williams pick. That to me jumps off the screen. I love that. Love the Leo move as well, man. And like I said, man, you bringing in EJ Perry because we talked about him on the show and because that was a person that, the chat put on our radar by emailing them to moatswinners@gmail.com. And that's how you can get your mock draft potentially read on the show as well. If you send it to Moats's, just MOATS, Moats, I say Moats's, but Moats winners, winners, because we're all winners, @gmail.com. So you get a chance to, have it featured up here as well, man. But shout out to Adolphus Tarley for that. The next one is from the homie. Let's go UW. Now, this is not going to look as pretty on screen because Let's Go UW had trades in here. So he had us like 1,000 draft picks, and it made it.
You could see it at the top.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can. Yeah. So it made it a lot. It made it, not as aesthetically smooth as the other mocks that we put up on screen. But either way, to give you the update, what Let's Go UW did was traded our first round pick, the 20th overall selection, to the Jacksonville Jaguars for their second round pick, the 33rd overall, their third round pick. I believe that's the 65th overall.
Yeah.
He brought in an additional 5th round pick as well, 157th pick, and then 2 more 6th round draft picks, 188 and then 198. So that gave us a total of, let me count it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 picks. I like what you did right here. Let's go UW. So to start it off, man, since we didn't have a first round pick, we had 2 second rounders. The first of the second round picks, he went Travis Jones, the D lineman out of Connecticut, guy that we've talked about on the show. We're very high on him.
Basically a first round pick. I mean, it's
I would agree.
It's first pick in the second round.
Yeah. Then after that, he was going to take his boy in the second round, 52nd overall linebacker Chad Muma. I wouldn't expect anything less. In fact, Let's Go UW. If you did not have Chad on your list, out of all this Chad that you've been talking about the past year and a half, I would have been pissed with you. I'm not gonna lie. I would have frowned upon you on future shows. Just throwing it out there, okay? So I am glad to see that you had Chad up there, okay? Third, he went Daniel Falele, the tackle out of Minnesota. I like it. Also in the third round with the 84th selection, he went with Damian Pierce, the running back out of Florida, give Najee a little bit of help.
I like that dude, man. I saw him in the Senior Bowl blasting dudes.
And then he got this linebacker. I like him as well. Yeah. 4th round
out of App State,
DeMarco Jackson. We've definitely talked about him, man. We like him a lot, man. He definitely is one of those guys we said in the mid-round. We think that he can give you some really good value, man. Then in the 5th round, he went to the center market. Boston College. He went with Alec Lindstrom. He said, I don't care what y'all got going on. We going to get more O-line help and more O-line help and more O-line help. I heard he plays left guard. How you feel about that?
Does he? Is he that versatile?
Nah, man. Your boy Dotson, man, he might be on the hot seat for a little bit, man.
Listen,
he might be sweating with his do-rag on, baby.
We got Mason Cole in there. We don't need any extra competition or motivation. Right. Dotson will take care of business.
Okay. First of the 6th round picks, though, he went with Tyquan Thornton, the speed.
I guess they put him finally in PFF.
They finally did, right? The speedster out of Baylor, man. We know he lit it up at the combine, and he obviously had a really good season at Baylor as well. Then his second 6th round pick 198, he went with quarterback out of Brown, E.J. Perry. It felt like these are all the guys we talk. I like when this happens. This makes it easier on us. I'm not going to lie, man. I like that a lot. Then to wrap up the 6th round, the pick 208, he went with Kalon Barnes, the cornerback out of Baylor. Got 2 Baylor guys up here. Okay. 7th round, 225th overall, Charleston Rambo. Now, I like Charleston a lot. Just didn't think he tested as well as he could have or should have at the combine, but we'll see what his pro day looks like. And then to wrap up the 7th round, pick 241, he went with Ben Brown, the guard out of Mississippi. Or should we call it Ole Miss?
Yeah, Ole Miss.
But I ain't gonna lie, dude. I like Let's Go UW a lot.
I do too.
I like it a lot, man.
I like his reasoning.
I like it a lot, bro.
We got a bunch of just flyer depth in the late rounds, but we scooped up an extra second, scooped up the extra third, and hit on some needs. Nah. Travis Jones, obviously, he's that guy that if we're not going to get Jordan Davis, okay, we could bring him in. He could probably be our nose tackle starter for years to come. He's got that Aaron Donald little prototype there. Who doesn't like that? And then, linebacker. We were looking for linebackers, and it goes down to, I just think for the second round, who do you prefer? Do you prefer Smith out of Penn State, Harris, Muma?
Yeah.
Is it Chenal? Obviously, he's going to pick Muma. And then third round, what do we really need at this point? This is more of a luxury pick.
Best player available from here on out, right?
Because you could do corner like the last guy did, but now he's just bringing in some competition for left tackle.
Yeah.
With Falele. And then we hit on our second running back in Damian Pierce.
Which we definitely need.
I do wonder, though, because he is like a little bit of a bruiser. Are we looking for that in our second running back? Or does it even matter? We just need a guy.
To me, I didn't think it mattered as much because we know Najee is going to be our feature. Najee is going to be the guy we play through. So it's more so just who can give him a breather. because it's not like we're going to say, hey, this is our third down running back, because we think Najee can still be a great third down running back as well. We like him when he catches the ball at the backfield. So I don't necessarily think you have to have a speedster paired with Najee, because you're not going to be taking Najee off the field for exclusive reasons like that. So as long as you have another body that you can put out there, I think that as long as it's a productive player also, that you can get away with it being a Damian.
Actually, you know what I don't like about this? I would have liked for us to take a receiver between round 2 and the last round 3 pick.
Ooh, okay.
I didn't think of that. He took the Flyers and Thornton and Rambo. I would at least maybe try to get a higher end guy.
But
maybe instead of Pierce, take the receiver. That's what I would have done.
You're getting Thornton in the 6th. You're getting elite level speed. I told you, I feel like.
Are you believing in Anthony Miller as the third guy? Is that what it is?
No, it's not that. But I just don't feel like we have as much pressure if Thornton is your third dude, just because of the speed he plays with. Like, he still was a productive player. He wasn't he got to the combine and showed out, but he didn't have any tape. We said, man, he still was a 900-yard receiver at Baylor. We just didn't think that he was as fast as he tested, nor did we think that he had, the full route tree. We thought that he was very limited in terms of his approach. But as a whole, it's like, man, he still was productive. But when you're talking about the speed that he has, that was it 4.2? Was it 4.2? 4.28?
I think it was
4.28
8. It was initially
laser,
like 1 or 2.
But for the laser 4.28, like, that's blazing, man. That's why for me, it's just like I don't hate that. And like I said, with Charleston Rambo also in the 7th, on tape, I think Charleston's a really good player. I just didn't think that he tested as well as he should have. I think if he ran a faster time or tested better, he might, it'd be a different perspective on him. But I think that both of those guys, when you bring them in, they don't have the pressure of having to be the number 1 guy. You got Deontay, you got Chase. So you're asking whoever this guy is to come in and be the third receiver or come in and be the 4th receiver, depending on how the team views Anthony Miller. And when you're talking about Tyquan with that type of speed, to me, I just think that that's, an added element. It just makes it a little bit more entertaining for me. And that's why I wasn't necessarily as against, let's go UW not taking a wide receiver early.
Maybe in his world, we signed a guy too.
Oh, yeah, you never know, man. We got time. Still got money.
Yeah, so overall, I like this one.
Yeah. It was pretty dope. How you rank this one, man?
I would give it a similar grade. I was going to say B+, but I am a little bummed out about no receiver in round 3. I think maybe you could have tried for Christian Watson, Sky Moore, Pierce from Cincinnati. Yeah. I don't know who was on the board, though, so let's not judge a little too harshly here.
Yeah,
I'll say B+, maybe leaning B. I would have liked the receiver earlier on. That's all. I kind of like his strategy of trading down, though. To get that many picks,
I like it. And let's go UW. The fact that you got me a LB that you've been talking about and that I actually like all of a sudden, man, I'm going to give it an A. I would give it an A. I think Travis Jones, number 1, he gets you young. He gives you productivity on the inside of this D-line. I like that a lot. I think he's a guy that also has a better motor and conditioning than Jordan Davis. Remember, we talked about those two guys and why like Travis could be a little more interesting. Love what I've been seeing on film from Chad Moom. I think that, he definitely would fit in terms of today's NFL, playing in space, and he's tough. He's this tough cat, man. You watch him on tape, man, he don't turn down anything, and I like those type of guys. Daniel, I said Daniel, but Daniel, not Daniel. Daniel Falele, like you said, bringing in more competition at the left tackle spot or right tackle spot, depending on how you want to play him, depending if he does have that ability. Either way, you're bringing in another player because we don't want anything handed to any of these old linemen. All right, compete. But, yeah, DeMarco Jackson, you just add into that linebacker room because now, like I said, and this is with us keeping Devin Bush, just think about how that room sounds when you're talking about Miles Jack, talking about Chad Mooney, you're talking about Devin Bush, you're talking about Buddy Johnson, Spillane, DeMarco.
Someone's getting cut.
Yeah, but to me, I don't fault that. I don't hate that because I feel like it's just going to make the better players rise to the top, and they're going to have to be productive because they're going to feel the competition that's in that room. And it just is different when you got that type of competition. And you're not having to give up a ton. Like you said, in the 4th round, in the 4th round, you're bringing in that type of guy. I just think that it helps out. No different than what you did with Buddy Johnson last year. Yep. Get you another center in this building. Got your quarterback still. So, we tap on everything we need to tap on. I just hope that we corner in the 6th round. Don't love that. But as a whole,
I think we're fine at corner going into this year.
I would agree.
Our top 3 is pretty nice.
So it's like I don't hate it.
Trey Norwood, Justin Lane, kind of as that 4th, 5th guy.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. And like you said, man, Thornton that late in the draft, bro, I like the flyer on him. I do. So that's why I'm giving Let's Go UW an A. Shout out to Let's Go UW. And anybody else, like I said, man, if you want the potential, because it's not always a guarantee, but if you want the potential to have your mock draft featured on the show, just send it to moatswinners@gmail.com. We were using the PFF mock draft simulator because that's the most consistent one that we found. So yeah, use that, man. Send the info. Like I said, send the email, or some people have typed it up as well. And it's been some really good ones that have been typed up as well. I'm just, like I said, waiting to get it all organized and make sure I put it up there on the screen for y'all. But, you know, that's how we doing this thing. And if you have topics that you want to discuss as well, man, you throw those in there also, man. But we like to do that, baby. Yes, we do. So since we got about 5 minutes before we're going to tap out of this thing, because I got to have work boundaries here, D.
Yeah.
We're going to go through the rest of these supers. And after that, you know, we will let y'all know when this next show is. Should be Friday, though. Morning time, because we like the mornings.
I was going to say we could talk about it right now.
Fridays are usually our morning thing. You know what I mean?
If we do more, is 9 good for you?
Man, 9 work for me, bro. I personally like 9:15, but I can make 9 work. You know what I'm saying?
9:15's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Because I take the kids in the morning. You know what I'm saying? What time you need to be done on Friday?
Like 10:45ish.
Okay. If you need to be done at 10:45, we can make it work at 10:45. Or would y'all just rather us not do a show on Friday so it's not, you know, rushed? Y'all let us know. I'm cool with whatever. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm cool with
I'd rather do a show.
I'm down for it. You know,
I think
I'm down
we gotta
for
get
it.
back in the swing of things.
I'm down for it, man. So you know how I'm rolling with it. I'm good.
Because unfortunately, we're back to virtual.
Yeah,
for a week.
Yeah. It's like that.
Sorry, guys.
It's like that, man.
That's on me. That's on me.
Deke got to travel, man. Deke got to travel. It's happening. It's cool.
It should be better though, because your Wi-Fi is gonna be really nice.
Yeah,
here, right?
and hopefully yours as well, right? You know what
I don't know. I don't know where I'm staying.
Oh Lord, we'll make it work though. But anywho, they said they want to. Yeah, let us know what we show you. We get in the show. Yeah, see what people saying. But anywho, did we have any more supers? We have one more super that came in.
Yeah. AJ Martinez says we want more. Bring your family to the show.
Oh, hey now. All right.
I don't know what that was in relation to.
No, it's because when I was talking about work-life balance, and I was like, I
Is
can't
that
be
what it
doing
was?
too much of this. I got to make sure I got my folks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, they're in the house.
They are, but I ain't bringing them down here, man. We ain't doing that because now
they're the crowd.
Now
or
you're
something.
blending it. Now it's too much. I need to have a separation. You know what I mean? This gives me that separation. This is my me time. It just so happens that we like to do it in front of y'all as well. But this is me chilling right here. This is therapeutic. All right. So I think that is everything. I think we are covered over here.
Robert Bennett says show on Friday with all caps.
All right. Let me see who else said something. Yeah, Robert Bennett said it twice. He said need a show. Okay.
9 o'clock then, right?
We can make it work.
9:15. What's the verdict?
Well, I'm gonna talk to the missus because you know we don't have the issue when it's afternoon times, right? Usually in the afternoon it's like, hey, certain days because little man playing baseball. Now it's like, all right, hey,
Oh, nice.
you know I'm gonna miss this part of pickup because we're gonna record early so I can be there for the practices. I'm gonna just have a similar conversation about, hey, babe, instead of being an afternoon, we're gonna get them ready. But I'm going to need you to take them and drop them off so me and Deke can do our thing in the AM, and I'll be picking the little ones up in the PM. You know how we roll, man. Daddy Most going to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's that dad life, bro.
How about this one before we sign off? Talking about work-life balance. This is kind of like your stuff outside of this. Moats, what's your favorite Jordan colorway?
Oh, yeah, for me, man, I love black and red, man. That's always been my thing. The black and red flu games, the 12s, like any black and red. You're talking your breads, like I just love that. You got the patent leather bread ones. You got your bread 4s. Anything black and red is always up my alley. But then I also like the black and whites as well, man. When you talk about your playoff 12 concept, your OG like Chicago 2, you know that type of look, the Air Jordan 2s with the Chicago colorway, but it's always white, black, and red type concept. Yeah, for me, that's always my look right there. So anything with black and red that Jordan then dropped, or anything with the white and black colorway that he drops, like I said, like the playoff 12 type concept, love those as well. Or even the taxis. You remember the taxis with the white on top, the black on the strip, man.
Dude,
like,
they
love those
golf
looks, man.
shoes.
Oh yeah, you told me.
see 'em?
Yeah, heck yeah.
The Jordan 12 low
Yeah,
taxi.
dude, like
They
it's
look
tough.
I kind of
Tough,
want to get
bro.
them. I'm not even front, man.
It's tough, bro.
I think I care more about my golf shoes than my actual shoes at this point.
Like I said, I just feel like I can't have multiple pairs of shoes and not own clubs. I just feel like it's something wrong with me if I do that, but I'm tempted. I've been very tempted because I've seen.
Are you looking at clubs right now?
Dude, no.
I mean, because it's getting nice.
It is getting nice, and
I
my
already
son
got
is
a couple
putting
rounds
pressure on
in
me.
this
My
season.
son is like, Dad, next time you go golfing, take me. And I'm like, I'm hosting a golf tournament, a golf event as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the one I did last year with the McGraw Memorial House. I might drop that flyer in there so y'all can see if y'all want to help out and, be involved with that and stuff like that. But yeah, man, my little man's putting the pressure on me. You saw him who was at Top Golf? My man was with it. He's like, bro, I want to do this. Swings. He's like down for it, man. So, we're gonna see what happens with it though. We'll see. But with that being said, man, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. Man. That is it for today's show. Work-life balance, baby. Therapeutic. But we appreciate every single one of y'all that have tuned in with us today, man. We definitely appreciate the heck out of y'all. And, enjoy the rest of your day. This feels good to be back and seeing y'all, at least talking to y'all. Shout out to the homie Deke in the building as well. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
Peace.